Set with what we're going to be dealing with here this afternoon, because we are back to the downside as far as yields are concerned. I was just looking at the 30-year specifically has bounced since last we spoke in the pre-market this morning, but the 10-year still back downside. Frank Caberna coming up in 45 minutes. We'll get his take on how the week is shaping up as far as the U.S. dollar is concerned as well. 2 days in a row here in negative territory for the DXY, back towards that 104 as we continue to digest some earnings across the board as well. Still positive day for the market, most of which coming on the back of, I'll show you the board in a second here, but a ton of volume. I was just noting on the relative side as well. Tesla, a ton of volume. Maybe Elon is picking up that extra 5% of the overall company that he was wishing to own before he went, quote unquote, all in on AI for Tesla. But yeah, pretty nice day, 4.86% down here for Tesla right now, 3% for Meta to the upside, bucking the trend, otherwise pretty red in tech land today, outside of Salesforce and Netflix here having a pretty good day. Into it as well, also positive. Everything else downside. Yeah, Google to the tune of 2.5%. Getting hit today. NVDA, Apple, and Microsoft also red. Amazon red. Banks having a nice day. That's what kind of triggered me to have a look at not only the dollar, but interest rates and yields back to the upside right now as well. So banks in pretty good shape. Yeah, there's Apple, 1.14%. This 180 getting closer and closer to coming into play. A lot of people with orders, I think, sitting not only at 180, but maybe a little bit in front of 180. Overall, the NASDAQ still positive to the tune of 0.25%. On the daily chart, still looks great, obviously, to the upside across the board. Hope your afternoon is going well. Trip, just popping up in front of me on a volume scanner. We were talking about a number of things in the pre-market this morning. Semiconductors back on watch once again. Ends up being a pretty red day across the board for many of these. AMD, NVIDIA. Broadcom's positive, but only just. Intel and QCOM standing out there as notably strong. Yeah, if you missed it or just joining back in once again, Neil feeling under the weather. He's gone home to shovel snow. Obi is back with us, sitting in for Neil this afternoon.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
We got this. Again. We got this.
Hopefully Neil feels a little better.
Yeah, he'll feel fine. He'll feel fine.
I was in the area.
I watched a 4-day weekend. You know.
So I was in the area.
Yeah, you're in the area. You're about a couple
of rows back.
Yeah, a couple of blocks
and,
southbound over there.
Yep.
How's your morning been?
It's all right. A little bit here and there. You know,
here and
sometimes
there.
maybe
like
good,
that.
sometimes maybe
I like
not so
that.
great, but it's not too bad.
I had my best trade of the month on a stock that you trained me on how to trade.
Wow! What? What does that even mean?
Nothing really, because it's not really true. But no, Amazon. No, I was just talking about Amazon. No, we had a lot of fun, man. I'm back in the short again with Amazon right now. And yeah, welcome to the afternoon show. It's gonna be really cool. We have Frank Caberna coming through, so we'll hear about the open markets, Fed, stuff like that. Then we have Danielle Shea coming through for the market recap show, which is going to be a hot show as well tonight with DraftKings earnings, my guy.
Yep.
Coinbase. You do any online? You don't do any sports gambling because EA Sports. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that. You excited about Bitcoin, man? 52?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this a few times. I'm like, after I saw that pop into 40s, I was like, all right, well, this might be at least a test to 50, right? It's right there, a little bit of a price action.
All
but
right.
I don't know, a little exciting for sure. If we break those highs, what were they, like 70s?
The Padawan, Obi, is in the building. We're just really happy to have you here, man.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Talking about the semis there. Do you want to talk about SMCI?
Sure. Yeah, we can talk about that.
$1,000 incoming.
Yeah, it's right. It's pretty much right there. I know I've been watching it intermittently during the day, but yeah, very, very strong on the day. Kind of leading some of the one of the leaders in terms of percent gains on the day. Very, very strong. Doing some decent volume. And yeah, 1,000.
Yeah,
we're all looking for that 1,000, Sean.
The only trade I had on was AMD, and I was actually debating going back into this. This was initially, my trade. If I could have, we used to do the trade of the day. Remember that? That was pretty fun. Yeah. We should maybe redo that. But right there, 180, because we need more stuff to do.
Oh, nice.
So right there, we had the 180 off the sticky note, and then my best cover is 177, and we're still in a small piece of this. So we'll wait to see what happens here. This is a good one, but here we go, man. It's SMCI. Oh no, Sharif's over there. That's right. He hears "Here We Go," and then all of a sudden he starts reminiscing about Dallas Cowboys, which I don't know why he does that because he knows it's going to get me going. But here we go. We're NVIDIA again at Obi.
Yes, sir.
You've switched off of Amazon as of late and chose another stock that you're looking at. You're doing a few other stocks, I guess. I haven't actually seen today, but ARM.
Yeah, ARM has been good. I've kind of diverted my focus from Amazon. I think Amazon has been a great experience, but she needs to go.
No, well, leave it for me, my guy. Leave it for me.
I'm joking. It's like I spent a long time kind of just like the whole thing was like, okay, yeah, I want to learn how to trade.
The meaning of life, and then Amazon was.
Yeah, how to trade large caps and like how to
good.
kind of bring them into my life, and yeah.
That's what Opie and I off camera, I was always telling him, it's like, you can look at Amazon, that's great. I feel like you always want to look at the same names, but then if there's some hot fire, it goes back to that Wednesday wisdom piece that I had. You got to trade names that are moving around. It's silly not to trade ARM. Because all of a sudden a break that you might have taken on Amazon that might only go 20 pennies maybe goes $2.
Oh yeah.
And the momentum is so much greater in names that have catalysts. So shout out to the Kenobi one here. We're going to have a great afternoon. Let's go talk about Apple.
Just reading about JMIA as well. There's earnings this morning. Jumaya just popping up though. JMIA. It's one that when it starts to go, it goes crazy all the time. It doesn't seem to be anything significant though, as far as I mean, they made $60 million in the quarter.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's good for them or not, but Tesla was popping up in front of me again. Back to day highs. We're trying to. Let's talk about Apple. As Sean was mentioning there, I was talking about this 180. Did you get filled?
On no.
Apple?
No.
Same.
No.
Yeah, 180 coming inbound pretty quickly here. If you missed it this morning, turns out Warren's been selling.
Oh.
We learned that after the close yesterday. This goes back to the end of December though, so it wasn't any time recently anyways. But yeah, trimming was Warren.
Yes, sir. He filed that 13F, and in that we found out that he sold quite a bit of shares there. He stands to receive still about $217 million a year, a quarter, pardon me, with respect to dividend payments from Apple. He still has about 905 million shares, so he only trimmed about 10 million shares he sold? Yeah, so a fraction of the portfolio. It wasn't just him alone. It was the Soros fund as well, who's trimming some of their Apple position, Brenda.
Yeah, he was selling into strength too, though. If you look at the chart, I mean, there's really there's a little bit of pullback here, but that's about it. So all the way up into all-time highs into the end of the year, which was essentially where was it? Oh, about here. So maybe that little sell-off into the end of 2023, guys.
You got me feeling ways there. I thought we were a little bit closer to their 180 when we were talking about getting filled. I don't have any bids on Apple. No, the one thing I want to do is try to lighten up on some of the not the tech exposure, but just the single stock risk. I just think that Apple right here does have a chance to break this 180. The news has not been fantastic with China, obviously, as of late. And I hope it gets a lot better. Earnings are gone now, so I just have to wait for the next catalyst. And I really, really feel like, oh, hold on a second here. We just reshorted Amazon up here. We're short at 94s. So just a quick little update there for anybody watching my trades. But anyways, yeah. I don't know, Obi. I haven't really been looking at Apple, to be honest with you, lately. But you can see we definitely have a pretty obvious downward trend. MSA, I just want to talk about this. MSAI is a new halt there, Brendo. I'm not sure. It's very, very small. There's some sort of a AI deal here. Multi-sensor AI right now. So we can MSAI, another deal there. But anyways, Apple's been going to the downside. We're going to have to wait to see about what exactly these Vision Pro sales look like. How does it compete with the Oculus, so on and so forth. The Oculus is getting a lot of love as well these days. That's a part of what I feel like what I'm trading Amazon. What Meta has been pumping up these last couple minutes here and by minutes, the day, on great Oculus reviews and in comparison to the Vision Pro at only 20% the price. So.
Yes, it's an interesting product. I think I'd be willing to. I'd be willing to give it a try. Nice trade on Amazon there. 170 seems like it's a little bit of a place to be.
Come back. Wow, Amazon. Obi, man, you are, like, everybody loves Neil, but you're more than welcome to come here as often as possible. Bang, look at Amazon go to the downside. We just shorted off that 170. Like, all I did was go right back into the name that that's my number one name today. Obviously, we talked about that. So look at this, shorts in the same areas here on Amazon. 170.30, 170.30, 170.30. Now we're short 170. Let's go Amazon. Man, this is a beauty. Google also with the move trying to break lower. Look at these futures, Obi. There we go. Yes, sir. We just got a 65 on Amazon. Wow, this is a great day here to trade. Right back into resistance. Let's see what happens, or support. Let's see what happens now with Amazon to the downside. But what stocks? What, you own any Apple shares?
Yeah, a little bit in the personal for sure. Yesterday I was trading Apple and talking about a 13F. I was trying to short this into the close, and I got a little 13F into this price action into the close, very strong. And I was like, where is this coming from? Right after the close, look at what happens. All of these same prices that I like to sell at, quadunk. A little bit of fugaze, and then we get a continuation today. All right, I was a little too early on the short, but it seems like it came in real hot and real nice today, right into that 181. I like that 183 area, to be honest, but it is what it is. It's in a longer term kind of downtrend. It kind of, we tried to push into 200, and that never came, right?
Right, you're right.
So a little bit of a pullback.
This morning, I feel like you're in that range.
Failure to follow through.
So yeah, I feel like a 180 break is going to be huge to the downside. I don't know if it happens today. Let's see. The market's trying to get back to Redsville.
We'll go on to crypto. Yeah, there was a new product launch for that MSAI. It's also 3 million shares on the float for that one, so heads up. Teeny tiny. Bitcoin looking a little toppy at this point this afternoon, about to go red even on the day. 0.19 left over for positive movement here. All the equities kind of looking the same. This daily chart is just crazy for Coinbase. Just gap, and then just sell. Every single time. So 165 comes and goes again, which was a key level in the pre-market this morning, but downside ever since.
Yeah, it's one of the only names that's green right now in crypto land is Coinbase, and that's because it got the approval of one of the biggest names in the business, JP Morgan, upgrading it from neutral to underweight with a price target of $80. The analysts there are saying that he likes exactly where this is going. The inflows are more than what they expected, and he sees more upside with the spot Bitcoin ETF. So let's see how they do.
Yeah, I was noting the ETFs across the board today, higher end of the volume spectrum again. So even with that sell-off in crypto, guys, or BTC at least, we saw lots of activity in the ETFs today.
All right. Yeah, we'll look at that. I mean, I like IBIT. We talked about that. I think it has low fee. The ARKB one is the most interesting to me because, hold on a second, ARKB. All right. Disney deal. This could go down. Disney and Fox are now facing some kind of a DOJ investigation about their deal here. Yeah. Take it easy, Lena. What are you trying to do to us over here? You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make money on some Disney. Okay, so I have to short on that news. So we'll just hold this up until about this 12:40 and change. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. I mean, when you get DOJ news, normally these things will definitely start to hit one way or the other. But we'll go short here. We can hold it till 5th, but this is not, let's just hold till here. How many shares? Okay, it's just starter position. Yeah, I don't really want to. All right, well, we're only going to hold this until about this break right here. If we're wrong, we're wrong. 112.42. That MSAI, as Brendo just mentioned, opened up and then halted immediately again. So this name is not going to be tradable, but if you're already in it, then great. Nice open. The tap right now closes there. It looks like in and around 3. Let me see. Hold on a second. 302 halt price, $4 tap right now. So looking pretty good. Google really, man. Google's all the way back in. What are we supposed to talk about? Just hold on. I got to punch out.
Bitcoin.
So I got some more on Google. Oh, yeah, Coinbase. So what I want to talk about was Coinbase is actually at, ARKB. was the one I wanted to look at. So this is more closely to the price. You see the price here is 52.07, and I have spot right now at 51. This is according to Binance, 51.9 or so. So that's pretty close. I like the IBIT. Just it always has the most volume. This or GBTC. So trending one way. You can definitely look at the ETFs now, which is pretty hot because like before, you just had to sit here and watch. And the Bitcoin price is kind of difficult to track because like what is $100? What is $200? Like what does that mean when you're trading a Coinbase or something like that? So now you can almost more successfully look at an ETF and then kind of match it up with Coinbase is what I'm thinking. But anyways, wow, Amazon's going down, Google's going down, Disney is doing nothing. So far so good here today. But look at Coinbase. The idea behind all of this is you're at the day's low right now. I think if we break this, you just go short. So that's 164.30. You're pretty close right now. You're underneath, and then you just watch. The physical because if you break it, why is it going to go back up? The only thing that should create it to go back up would be Bitcoin going, because technically you're under VWAP, you're under the 200, and you're under the 50 period. So there's no reason for this thing to go back up, obviously, unless crypto goes. But the problem here, as I see it anyways, and I've seen lots of things incorrectly in my life, of course, I got to put a Disney out here, 112.42 or so we'll just punch out, is that Coinbase reports tonight.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very, very dangerous game to start guessing which way Coinbase is going to move in the last hour or so of trading today. So anyways, watch out for that break. I mean, I feel like it's fine as long as it breaks and you just keep your eye on BTC.
Yeah, no, I like the IBIT. So I've been watching that one a little bit more closely. Yep. I like the volume that it does. I like the spread; it's very tight. And something to note, I did have in my notes earlier a couple of days ago. I was gonna say earlier this week, but it wasn't that early. Today's Thursday.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah, it's kind of blown by a little quickly. But 30 was the all-time high, kind of the opening. We saw it IPO. It came onto the market here January 11th. So that high was $30. And I was looking for a potential push of that 30 because we know what Bitcoin's been doing. And yeah, it kind of did it in the pre-market. We pushed 30, but we only go we can't even print a quarter above 30 and we pull back. So I'm keeping an eye on it. But yeah, Bitcoin names definitely interesting with the moves that Bitcoin has been doing.
All right, Cisco was on the earnings board this morning. Ends up being a bit of a slow trade, as Cisco can, back to the upside, but it's been a grind if you zoom in a little bit. We open higher, and then it's just been 48.5 to 49.5 all day long for CSCO.
Yeah, Brendel, it was a beat on the top and bottom line, but the expectations from analysts were already downbeat because revenue is down 6% year over year, and net income fell from $2.77 billion to $2.63 billion. So despite the fact that they beat expectations, it still was down. Now, the guide is really what's helping send things down here. The street was looking for $13 billion in revenue next quarter. They guided 2.1 to 2.3, sorry, 12.1 to 12.3, so not good enough here, Brenda.
Still recovered nicely after a huge gap to the downside. Still 2% though here.
I took another fill on Amazon down here at 50. I mean, we got to take 50 cents. I don't know if this market's going to do anything here into the close. We're underneath we're underneath the 50, heading towards VWAP. That's going to be my call, that we at least get to VWAP. So I feel like we could drop another 30 or 40 points, but we'll start to cover now. Look, the only trade that I really think is legit when it comes to earning plays are the pre-market breaks. So, wow, Disney, we just got 10 cents or so on that Disney short. Holla. We'll go to that in a second. But there's the pre-market break right there at 48.50, and it's actually held. So 48.50 is the trade. If you're not long there, then I would leave it alone. You know what's been a multiple day ride has been Uber. We went long at $80 again.
I see what you did there.
It's at 80. Yeah, it's at 81. I know I did it there, but I actually didn't mean to. But thanks for the credit there. But because we hit it yesterday, we were long yesterday at $74. Like yesterday on Uber, we were long down here, and then we broke it. I think it was 78 at the end of the day, and rode that all the way to the upside. And then now today it breaks 80, and we actually talked about it breaking 80 earlier on in the morning, but it didn't do that. So when it came screaming back up, it was during the midday show, where it was Neil was doing the real deal there, and it was just like, we were talking about it, and I was just like, I'm going long 80 on Uber, so make sure you join us every single day as we discuss all of our trades. So here's Disney, by the way. So like, I just put a bid down 10 cents. Remember, my stop was gonna be about 10 cents. So I just put a bid for 20%, 10 cents lower. And we wound up getting a magical fill down there. So let's wait to see if it does continue to make a little bit lower. We're at 24 right now. This fill was just at 21. So we could definitely get that again. Market's trying to get going, but again, just back up there. Anything from Cisco for you? For me, it's always those pre-market stuff.
Yeah, nothing really. Like I did know that it had earnings today, but it wasn't necessarily part of my earnings list that I was focusing on. But I did notice that it was in and around that 50 mark with like a very tight consolidation going into these earnings. So a little bit of an interesting look there, but I didn't really pay it too much attention. But it seems like it got a little bit of a shake and bake off of those earnings as we've retraced some of the quadunk that we had off of that 50 here on the day today. So we're pushing right back on and holding VWAP as well as of right now. But this consolidation kind of interesting to me.
TWLO downside today as well to the tune of 15%. This is never, well, I guess it attempted to bounce at the open, but barely this morning before just continuing all the way down to 61. Comes down to the forecast again. We actually went higher initially on the move, but yeah. I mean, I was just reading there's probably 6 or 7 negative analyst moves on this as well, and price target adjustments accordingly for TWLO today.
So some good stuff and there's some bad stuff in this report, like you mentioned, Brendo. The bad was obviously the guide. They guided below expectations. They are guiding 1.25 billion, 1.025 to 1.035 billion. The street was looking for 1.05 billion. What was good here was they grew their users decidedly year over year. About 305 daily active users. That's a jump from last year where they had 290,000. So we'll have to see how they do.
Yeah, still not much of a bounce, to say the least here, guys, today for TWLO.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even, I mean, I could kind of lie and say I looked at it. Why isn't it switching over on this screen? I'm switching my other monitor here. Okay, so, yeah, wow, okay. As Brendan just mentioned there, yeah, not much of a bounce. Yeah, that's pretty accurate right there. I mean, we did get a little bit of a move back up to the 200. So again, kind of the same things I just said there about Cisco. As far as trading is concerned, the best, like, look, I'm always, touting the sticky note and the watch list and everything like that, but all of this stuff is built off of the watch list. So like, if you are into earnings plays, we had TWLO on there, we had Cisco on there, and then look at this. It does the exact same thing as Cisco, but in reverse. Like, here's the pre-market bottoms right here, right? So it makes the move up as the market opens up. This is why, for me, I just find it extremely tough, to trade earnings. I've talked about that. Like, this stock is down 15%, but yet when it opens up, it goes up from 63 to 65. So it makes a $2 move up, but then look what happens. It stops again at the pre-market highs. So you either wait to break that long, or you can play it off support. So Cisco broke it, and you continued to go. This does not break it, so you can play the short. And then if you're saying, okay, well, that's a pretty dangerous game, of course it is, that's why I don't do it. So then you could just do the other way around. It was a bad report. Started the day down, I get 11%, I think it was. Then all of a sudden, you break now the pre-market bottoms. So to me, that's the trade right there. So it breaks at basically 63. You have to hold it about 50 cents against you. But again, VWAP and the 50 should have been nowhere near, so you didn't need to punch out. And then you can either just hold it the rest of the day or trade it however you want. But again, that break short would have been 63. Current price, 61.50. So honestly, in what would be a book or something like that, I would be exactly teaching that. And I'm going to talk about it every single day because all the earnings plays, the same thing's going to happen tomorrow with Coinbase. Same thing's going to happen with DoorDash. Wait for the pre-market levels. If you see them and they hold, then play off that direction. If they break, go with the momentum. So I feel like it's a tale of two different strategies there, but both can be very, very successful.
Yeah. When's that book coming out, Sean?
I'm looking for a publisher.
Oh, okay. Nice. I heard Amazon's a great publisher.
I know.
Couple of my buddies.
I know.
They sell some books online. Yeah. using
I need
Amazon,
to get Brendan's approval. Oh, first of all, Disney, by the way, is making a move all the way. It's all the way down. And there goes his wife. You want to buy? What about if I did like a quarterly newsletter, like full of strategies, thoughts, trades that worked that quarter,
Yeah.
lessons, guest appearances.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
$10 for you, 11 maybe.
Yeah, so what is that? It's like a sandwich.
It's about a sandwich. It's about less than a sandwich.
Yeah. Well, with the drink and chips and.
Oh, you're talking about
a
you're talking about like
little bit of a Subway.
McDonald's.
Yeah, like a Subway.
Sandwiches, we're trying to have like some nice porchettas here, a nice veal sandwich. Maybe you got to pay like $12 for
Yeah. I mean, we could get fancy. We're talking about like.
So you like veal?
I've seen a $50 burger,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
$100 burger as well.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
What are they putting in that stuff?
They're putting Amazon shares.
At least one.
At least one share.
Sandwich.
Guys, Amazon is Twilio. You want to talk about Twilio? Because Amazon right now is 70
I think you
cents on the money.
covered it pretty well there. I'm not really looking at it too much today.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Twilio, a little bit of a fader.
Guys, let's just do this. We haven't done this at all today. I mean, there's what we want to do in the afternoon. We want to find weak names and we want to fade them off of the 50 period. That's it. That was it. It all started with the break right here of basically 169.80 because you know what? I kind of got fed up here, Obi, because all I was doing was shorting against these highs. Mm-hmm. It wasn't getting there.
Right.
And I didn't have enough shares because I was waiting for a maximum position up here again against 50. You see, this level's only one here. Let me see if I can zoom back out a little bit more. Oops, zoom back out, Sean, out. So this level right here, I was gonna get stopped out if it broke 50. So I didn't want to load in too much at 30s. I was actually going to be way more conservative and take as much as I could like at 40, 45, and then give it to like 60s. Mm-hmm. But instead, I was like, okay, where are we going to break lower? So we broke right here. Now I can sort of zoom in. I was like, where can we get some momentum? So I had these shares on board. Then I covered them right here at the break spot, you see? Yep. Like here's the move up, there's the move back down, and then go, gap, go, right? So then I was figuring that there's my out on this short right there. If we broke this level, we wanted to go. But our stop was going to be in and around 170. So it came back up, tagged us, and that's the rest of that. So there's the trade there.
Nice
we just covered some more. We're almost out of everything. And by the way, guys, this is real.
Wow.
This is real, Obi.
That thing is...
Obi, this is real.
What's the catalyst there? I did pull it up, but...
How much fun do we have when Obi's on the show here, by the way, as well? Give some... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's about damn time. Well, you think I was doing that to you just for fun? I need some more of that next time, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Thank you. But anyways, we're having our best day of the month, and it's just it feels good, making some of these calls. We wish Neil to get better, obviously, and we want everybody, if you're not feeling well, to get out of here, because there's always tomorrow.
Yeah. There's always
Bring it on
next
Disney,
trade.
says the crazy Stitch lady.
Yeah, the Disney. What was the catalyst again? I kind of missed it. You said, I have to short on this, and then
Got downgraded by Katina Capital.
Oh, all right. A little bit of a factor of confidence.
No. All honesty, there was that, and I didn't even see it on Benzinga, but I heard it in my ear. Maybe Brendan's busy. Here, I'll get the story. I have it right here. It was the DOJ, so it was an actual serious problem here. But look, this is it. Bloomberg Law. If you come over to my screen, I'll just show it to you. So we're sponsored by Benzinga Pro. So go grab the Benzinga platform. Link in bio. Does that make sense, Ram? I say that? Link, okay, it makes sense, okay. Right there, so Disney, Fox, Warner streaming deal. So this was part of their announcement when they reported, I think it was either that day or the day before, that they were gonna bundle everything together and deliver like a one sort of solution there. Because Disney, remember, Disney and Fox, Disney already owns Fox. So Disney, Fox, Warner streaming deal faces, and here's the story right there. Go get it off Bloomberg. But anyways, that was what I heard in my ear. And remember, we were looking at it, and this is the thing about trading. It's really, like, it's not that you're waiting for news to drop or anything like that, but it's a risk to reward thing. So like, even when we had this trade, I feel like we broke this down pretty good. Like if we should be maybe clipping that Disney part when we talked, Looked at Fabian because the guy's running around with so much to do. But right there, like this 112.50, remember, I can tell you where my stop is. It's in right now, 112.42. So we took the short here at 32, and we were going to get stopped out at 42, which is why we took 10 cents there. Then we get some out at VWAP, and now the party's really started, and we still have exactly 50% left. So we're starting to ring higher here. By the way, I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache, which is never a good sign when that happens to your guy over here. So I'm going to go over and take 3 years expired ibuprofen right now from my good friends over there at Costco.
Does that stuff still work?
Huh?
It still work?
It's not expired. I mean, Ramin's all concerned. She's like, do not have expired stuff. She has good stuff at her desk. No, the joke is that, read the date on here before we go. Expires?
August 2019.
Yeah, August 2019. So it's not. So the trick is this. Ever since we started the show, which was in 2019, I actually believe August, because, oh, thank you so much. We hit 45,000 followers on Twitter. So thank you so much for that. And it's been just under 4 years. So we're still growing. But anyways, I brought in a bottle of this, and then it was used up, obviously. And then we buy it at home. And this is 500 tablets.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm not going to have all of those.
Right.
So whatever we have at home, I just kind of dump them in here, and now I'm known as the candy man around here. So,
I see.
all right, let's go back over to the desk and handle some business, and I'm going to down some of this.
The rundown brought to you by our friends over at Trade Ideas, real-time scanning and alerting used by everyone you see on the show. See what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check out the link in the description or bottom right corner of the screen. You get charting included. You get their brand new web app version as well. Go check out Trade Ideas.
All right.
We got a super chat here by Zenod.
Yes,
can you talk about Amazon some more? Target? ? Sorry if I missed it. Sometimes my day gig interferes. I think that might be poised towards you, since you're in that Amazon position. They're talking about what your target might be on Amazon. Now, Amazon hasn't really taken a look.
Why don't you?
You want me to take a look at it?
Yeah, well, here I'll talk about it because I'm in it. So I mean, it's a super chat, so we wanted. It was a super chat, right?
Yes.
Okay, so answer your question. Target hit already. Honestly, we actually talked about this coming back to VWAP. So we let it fall through. So these are all basically all VWAP fills here. 48s, 46s. Like sure, VWAP's at 40, so it dripped below. We took a 35 there. I would be more now concerned with Zenod. Thank you again for the super chat. I see it now. Thank you so much. I would be more concerned of where we get out if we're wrong. And I mean, the 50 period is coming really aggressively now. So if you had like a ton of shares and you didn't do what I did, which is obviously a mistake, is getting out super quick, I would be definitely getting out of half of whatever you have if you break above this 70. Wow, we're doing really good today. This is going to be a good day, obviously. It is already. It's getting better with Frank. And then I have Danielle Shea on in the afternoon. I mean, come on.
Got a pretty packed schedule.
Yeah, we're doing well over here, Obi. But anyways, 169.75. And by the way, I got to give another shout out. You guys, Obi's very undercover over here, man. This guy's having quite the nice day as well. So credit to you as well, my guy.
Could be better.
But right there, the only thing is that I would tend to get a little bit out now as we break back above the 50 period. I'm already out. So just to answer all the questions, I have about 15-ish% left on this trade. And most of them were out right into here, 50s. Like when we go from O's to 50s, 50 cents, and it's 230, I am fine with that. We also wrote down earlier, guys, we weren't expecting much from the NASDAQ today. It's pretty much exactly where we were. Here's where the market opened, right here. 17,895. We're at 17,910 right now. Sure, we've traveled, but at the end of the day, the market's going to be a function of, the stocks, are going to be a function of whatever the market decides to do right now, pending a catalyst. I have a few other ideas. I have one on Palantir I want to talk about, but I'm going to give it over to Obi just to say, why don't you discuss your Microsoft position and what you're thinking about with that?
Sure. I'm also
doesn't show you a position. That's
yeah, I have
one
to
of the
get
reasons.
in and out of,
Okay, so just tell them
of
what you're
something,
short
right?
at.
But yeah, no, I'm just short here on the softy. But I'm also watching SMCI here. SMCI kind of very strong trending. We kind of covered this already a little bit. Look at that. Definitely getting bid up quite aggressively right into that 1K mark. We're only about 4 points away, and I'm watching this like a hawk, kind of the tape here. We're kind of just jittering around. We've held trend, and you can see how volatile it can get when the trend is broken for a moment there, and then it just wicks right back in. It's pretty crazy there. But as I'm talking about it here, it comes in that 998 coming in right here. So you know what? I'm going to pull it up on my chart here. Softy, yeah, I'm a little short on Softy as well. Just underneath that, this in and around that 406 mark, some prior levels there as well. Just looking for. I kind of missed a cover on this flush here into this 405. But yeah, I was just looking for 404, just low, coming into potential low of day, this consolidation here. That was the idea there. But if it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, the market kind of pulling back in, and SMCI going to 1,000. So I think we might be catching a little bit of a bid here on some of these tech names. So I'm going to pull up. I don't really want to take ARM off my screen. Here's a problem though. You know what? I will pull in. This chart over here. I have another chart, so I'm just gonna keep this over here so we can take a quick look at it together. Just the chart, right? So, all right. So we're coming in slowly grinding up here, but yeah, I'm curious to know what that 1,000 is going to be doing now. I'm not going to be participating necessarily, but I do want to observe. It's $1,000 ticker. I do want to kind of. I guess manage the risk there. I can see that whenever it wipes like 5 points sometimes. So I don't want to get caught up on a 1,000. Definitely, I'm definitely expecting something to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Here it comes in, trip 9's coming in right here on the ask. On the tape here. You know what? I'll pull it up. I'll pull up the tape for you guys right here. Boom, right there. So, okay, so I guess I changed my chart as well, but I got the ARM tape on this side. So here it comes in with the 1,000 potentially 1 point away. Now SMCI can do this in a fraction of a second, in a blink of an eye there, as we're only about a couple points, and we've been trending up all day. So a very strong bid holding this ticker up. It's like leading. What's NVIDIA up to? That's my question right now. If SMCI is doing this, is
different beasts.
NVIDIA doing anything similar to this? Yeah, take a look at that. 9.9s to 9.5s insta dump right there on that test there. But yeah, look at that. NVIDIA looking distinctly different there on the day. SMCI definitely catching much nicer of a bid there. I'm curious to know what some of the other sympathy names could be doing. TSM not really doing too much. We know that ARM has been kind of trending as well, but still well within its ranges that it's made off of earnings, right? So here we talk about ARM right here. So yeah, look at that. Just been kind of inside. We can't really get above into these 40s here. We keep coming into this 33, 35 and pulling back. So that's definitely interesting. Maybe a little bit of a wind up for that push there, but yeah, we shall see here. Softy kind of catching a bid, and the futures, the ES attempting to make some fresh highs there, as well as the NQ. Let's see how far this thing can get here. Yeah, I'm not really looking at too much more than that. I'm curious, what are you guys looking at on the day today? What have you guys traded? Let me know. I've been trading Softy and ARM pretty much. We know that AI has been kind of hot, and the ARM catalyst recently was their earnings. They kind of blew their earnings out of the park, and we've seen this euphoric move on ARM. Right, so again, it was pretty interesting. The euphoria comes into the market relatively around a similar time. We saw HOLO go crazy,
yes. Yeah.
and then we got the ARM earnings, yes. And then small cap season started going because everyone's trying to catch the next HOLO. Classic. It's a beautiful market.
Small cap season right now. You know what season it is, man. It's Uber season as well. Uber continues to
Uber
go
all-time
higher,
highs.
man. Yeah, Uber all-time highs. We've got it. We've got it good. at 80 bucks. So we're just going to keep, this is the only long I have. I just want to talk about that. All right. So I feel like that was a good recommendation there getting out of Amazon when we took that 70. It did go up to 80. I took a piece out at 80 there. Literally 80 cents flat. It's just like, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Into the close. First of all, I was thinking to myself, into the close. You know, let's not get too greedy about this. The market's up. We're above the 50. We're above the VWAP. So let's just like enjoy the day that we've had and try to be a little bit more conservative on where we're getting out and less aggressive, meaning like conservative. When I say conservative, I mean by like not taking as much. Aggressive would not be getting aggressive on the outs, but just getting like aggressive on trying to hold them. So I'll try to figure out some better words for that. But yeah, so we got out of Amazon there at 80, trying to be, you know, a little more conservative. But AMD is still hovering near the highs. And I just want to talk about SMCI for everybody. Like the spread is already $1. So if everybody can see this, this is a level 2, right? So this is all level 2. These are books. This is depth of book. You could see anytime you see a number here, if we could do a little bit of a lesson, not to steal Neil's lessons, but this is 100 shares, this column. So when you have, yeah, there it is. Neil's lessons of the day brought to you by Sean. So right here, 197, this is 100 shares. So that's a board lot. So it could be under that. But up here, it's going to show you where there is an even board lot. Like, so these levels here on the NASDAQ, this is kind of what you're looking at if you're trying to get a decent amount of shares through. Like, so you'll wipe this whole level out, but realistically, you see, there's no shares until, see, anyways, now it's starting to head down. I can't even show you real time. But the idea is the levels are going to dry up. So if you think you're punching long, at $1,000 and you're going to get long $1,000, you're not. You're going to get long like $1,002.
Yeah, 102
right?
lots,
Like
yeah.
because the spread right now, Obi just said $2 as well before I even said it. So it's like, I feel like that's true. When I crossed NVIDIA 30 cents on a 700 break, which was, and the NVIDIA spread, even now, like if we go over to NVDA, let's just go here quickly. We're going to have Frank in a couple minutes. Like look at the NVIDIA spread. Now it's a little bit bigger, but anyways, 10 cents, 20 cents up here, pretty reasonable. And I didn't even come close to hitting it at 30 cents. So SMCI right now, this is 50, 60 cents, and then see now it's at 90 cents. And when it's going to break through a key level, it's going to open up. So this is more a warning shot to the traders that are short. It's not about going long, because if you go long and you miss the punch, then no profit for you, no soup for you, it's fine, right? You just get it again. Might probably pull back. But if you're short,
oh boy,
you have to. Yeah, it is an oh boy moment. But I just want to tell people, cross up $3. Like, so if you have 50 shares and you're short at 999, so you're going to lose probably $4 on that. So 50 if it breaks. So 50 shares times $4 is minus 200. If your account can hold that and that's a reasonable hit for you, then you're trading the right amount of shares. That's it. That's all. Like I was telling you the story about when I was with you and Patrick the other day and we were talking about share size and stuff like that. And ultimately, if there's an idea that you like, then you say, okay, what is the amount of money I'm willing to lose on this idea? Right. So let's go, because there's not going to be so many opportunities. Like, just for example, on this Uber take, if I don't punch 80s here long, or I only punch, let's just say 100 shares when I was debating 500, right? We talked about that yesterday. I think the level at 78, we did 500 shares, whatever it was. So whatever that level and whatever that price is, if you don't try it the first time and it goes like that, then you're gonna be like, oh man, I only have 100 shares, I wanted 5, why didn't I get more aggressive? So you really gotta figure out, even before the day happens, hence the sticky note. Yeah, I said some, there, good. Hence the sticky note, what is the plan of action if something does break? And so it costs you a lot of money too when you're wrong if you use a lot of shares. But at the same time, that's what trading is about. We're here to roll the dice just a little bit. And I feel like we've done that really well. Wow, Uber is now $2 in the money. Let's just get it's not really, when it's snowing, I don't know if it's still snowing outside, Brankos? Yeah, it's still snowing outside pretty bad.
Yeah, the storm is coming in tonight.
Yeah, I got it. So I live in the West End, and I got to get to Scarborough.
Yeah. And
all across the 401 and everything like that for a hockey game. That may not be happening, but we'll see. We got to get out of here pretty quick.
Is it that rink on that big rink on Markham Road?
I don't know where it is, but it's not a major big. It's not a big rink, but
Okay.
This is a smaller game today, but yeah, it's still quite a ways away. So, all right, we are getting ready for Frank. I see him in the wings there, so we'll have him in just a couple seconds. I just want to discuss some of the trades because we could be in and out of them while Frank's on. Yeah, who knows? So Amazon right now, we're still short at this level. Honestly, if we break back above 170, we're going to get out, and I am not reloading this trade. Why are we not reloading it? Because we are now nowhere. The 50 period is underneath. If anything, we might want to reload a long or take a long down here near VWAP. So that's Amazon is completely changed. We're just going to wait to see if it breaks this high. If it does, we're out. That's that trade. Google, we're 50 cents in the money on Google. We took a piece out here on VWAP. The idea would be to get more out there. My stop for this trade is all the way at 142.66. So again, up here, like if it goes back up, fine. We only have about 20% of this one. So we could get a little more conservative here. And then the other trade is Disney. Disney's a pretty good one. We've already taken a lot out. We only have 30% left. So that's one of those. And then AMD, we're just rolling with house money on this. I don't really have any new plans. We're in the money $2, but it was the short from the morning at 180. I honestly think this is a good short right here at 178. Believe it or not, on AMD. So if you think the market has a chance to dump a little bit here, especially if SMCI pulls off of that 1,000, I like AMD. I like AMD short, but I'm not willing to commit new capital to anything right now. Maybe in the power hour we'll do that. Let's go hear what Frank has to say.
There he is, Frank Caberna, back with us again to get a bit of a wrap up here on what's been an interesting week, Frank, as we dig in a little bit deeper to some more economic data today. We'll get more, as I mentioned, at 2 o'clock there coming up next week. That could be key as well as to what is going to happen here going into, I mean, can we call it what it is at this point? There's not going to be a cut, obviously, in March, and now we're talking about May. I mean, there's no sign at this point that they're going to need to cut even going out to May. Thoughts on that, and then this retail number this morning?
Yeah, I think that May is still obviously very much on the table. It's close to 50-50. And as we've seen in the recent month of trading, that 50-50 can swing in one direction or the other very quickly, very hard. And that is going to come from probably the upcoming data points out of the U.S. concerning GDP and PCE inflation, and then the March non-farm number that comes out that first week is going to be very, very important. So, which is to say, the next 3 weeks will be very important leading up to that March no cut, like you say, Brendan. Now, still just sitting there at around 10% chance of the cut in March. So, pretty likely that they're not going to do anything, but they will. And you've pointed this out so well in March. Though they may not cut, they will come out with that dot plot. And I think that will be a really interesting piece, another data point letting us know going into May whether or not they are actually looking at a cut, because I think that this will swing one way or the other, like I say, pretty quickly, likely before even April. Will we get a more solidified answer as to what's going to happen in May? And that's going to come from the PCE in the next couple of weeks, the non-farm to start off March, and then to your point recently, that dot plot out of the March meeting seems to be like the biggest piece, aside from Powell's words themselves, that everybody's hanging on because the cut, seems like it's out of the window. Even with today's huge miss to retail sales, the market not really budging.
Yeah, it's an interesting number here. And if it was something that was looked at a little more closely as far as what the Fed considers may be important, but I mean, we can kind of zoom out a little bit and take it from a general standpoint, an overall economic standpoint. If there's not as much underlying demand and underlying strength from the retail side of things, maybe there's more to come as far as the PCE number, as you alluded to here. Talk us through this move in the US dollar as well, because it's been back higher overall, but the past couple of days, a bit of a pullback once again.
Yeah, and everything, we're back in the mode of every number being interpreted as an inflation number, and anything that's leading to the upside being good for US rates and dollar, and vice versa. for those misses. And that's what we saw here today is a big run up here in euro as well as Aussie, and a nice bounce back for Swiss franc and yen and a bunch of the other major currencies, because dollar, was ripping higher off of that high inflation number earlier this week. And so nice to see a little bit of reversal, the two-sided trade, because I think a lot of people were worrying that this better than expected, not better than expected, hotter than expected inflation was going to mean that all US data to come was going to be hotter than expected, including retail sales, GDP next week, PCE inflation, non-farm in March, everybody thinking that maybe that trend was going to pick up, and they quickly tried to price that into a stronger dollar, bringing that euro down to 107, bringing the Aussie down to 64 cents again, recent lows, and bringing that yen down to its right there back to its 30-year lows, where they traded near before this recent reversal. But yeah, like I say, everything right now being interpreted as an inflation-based number once again, as far as interest rates and currency markets and commodity markets are concerned. You're seeing today a bounce back in gold off of this retail sales miss, and so we're back in that mode. And I feel like, Brendan, we haven't been in this mode for a while, really, since there was the huge move from November to December, and stocks were doing their own thing. Interest rates were moving lower, dollar was moving lower, and no one really cared that much about data releases. And now we're right back in that mode of spotlight on every US data release. And if it's higher than expected, that means US rates and dollar are likely ripping, and gold and stocks are moving lower, and vice versa. These data releases, even though we don't have so much in the next handful of days here, even the second tier ones should probably be worthwhile for a trade.
It's an interesting comment. You bring up a good point here. I just brought up a chart of the NASDAQ here overall in the daily time frame. We say all this, it's everyone's walking on eggshells once again, but here we are crawling our way right back up to near all-time highs. Once again, just a few percentage points away from, at least for tech stocks and the NASDAQ, all-time highs once again. So we thought that CPI number that came in hotter than expected was going to, that was it, that was the end, rally over, sell everything, we're going back down. But it doesn't seem to be the case, at least not yet, ahead of what is to come next week.
Yeah, stocks definitely seem to be the most impermeable, or whatever you want to call it, the most siloed off from these data releases in over the course of the last couple of months, because you have the great example that you just posed of this week, but you also look at the last 3 months and you see US rates and dollar moving lower, stocks moving higher, and now they're moving higher and stocks are moving higher, which is the same can't be said for gold and a bunch of these other tangential markets that have been moving with that inverse relationship to US rates and US currency. And so we'll see if that continues here. You and I talked about it a little bit last week. It feels like stocks are very comfortable with interest rates being, of course, they were really liking when they were pricing in 3 to 4% interest rates at the end of 2023. But even here in the early part of 2024, you're seeing US dollar strength and you're seeing interest rate strength in the US, but they're not ripping past 5% like we were at the stock market's lows. And so the stocks, I think it would take, an FOMC minutes or a GDP growth number that's way higher than expected, or a PCE price index number that is, 0.5% higher than expected, for interest rate markets to start pricing out cuts completely and start pricing in 5% for longer. And on the back of that, I think you could see some more considerable stock downside. But for a second there, I mean, that CPI number looked like it was really going to hurt. Of course, everybody looking at NASDAQ and some of those big stocks, but Russell was down 4% that day. regional bank stocks, we're looking at another potential crash. A handful of sectors really took that number seriously, but obviously you wake up early on Wednesday and you see the stock market is bouncing back, and then seeing a little continuation of that reversal here today. And so stocks not fully buying into the fear of a reprise in inflation and rates being higher for longer. But I don't think that they have to, like I say, until the market starts to price in potentially another hike, which we're still pretty far away from.
Two sets of data points, as we've been discussing, to come before we get to that decision from Fed Chair Powell, that he'll have all this data to collect. It's worth noting, though, and you kind of have to take this retail sales data point this morning even and kind of set it aside and say, okay, there's one. What if we see the next one and the next one also coming obviously the wrong way, or the way no one was expecting? So yeah, we'll see what happens coming up next week, as soon as next week, with more inflation data to come. Frank Caberna, great stuff as always. We will check in again on Tuesday, sir. Good to see you.
Thanks, Brennan.
Got an editor for one candle. Okay, thank you. One more time. I just have to edit my candle here. Yeah, so very, very interesting. Me and you were just talking about the same thing. Is there a lot of fear in this market? Because we just had that big move down the other day, and then we kind of battled back, and now we kind of think about the same stuff. Like, Obi said to me, man, this is like, it seems to be like a lot of selling pressure. I says, yeah, but like the market's, this is just how it feels when you're sitting here. The market's at day's high. I was like, selling pressure. And then the NASDAQ, so here's the day's high right here, right? I just got a new position in Micron right here, right now. I'll discuss that in a minute. And then if you're looking at the NASDAQ here, so here is all-time highs at 18.1, and we're at 17.9. So it's like, the pressure to me hasn't even looked anything yet. So the bears are still bleeding a little bit, I would feel like, and you're going to have to wait to see a little bit more of an aggressive move. And I really do think that there's really one more shoe to drop, and that's the NVIDIA earnings. There isn't, tonight with Coinbase, fine, but we've seen a pretty stable Bitcoin right now, I feel like at 51.9, 52, seems to be hanging around there. So Coinbase will help tonight, and then we have DraftKings, which isn't a major thing. So yeah, a lot of the major reports have come through. So that's just a little bit of something to consider when we think about where this market could go. You need catalysts for it to move one way or the other. I almost think the other way around, because China's been just so bad lately, that if we can get a good read somewhere out of China, I don't know, it hasn't been that way. We saw, I think, a contracting economy for, I think maybe, I'm not sure if you guys were just talking about Japan there or not, but that wasn't a good print there last night. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with this economy as a whole. But I feel that the tech boost could get another jump, actually, if China turns itself around a little bit and NVIDIA holds fort. And then all of a sudden, there's not as much worry about what's going to happen a week from today when we do get NVIDIA earnings next Wednesday night. So that should be exciting as well. And DraftKings is going to the moon right now, you're saying, Carson? We'll have a look. Just quickly here, I did short Micron. And the reason this one was kind of simple, it wasn't a simple trade, but it broke below again. So it broke below some of these levels. I'm going to put a bet at like 92-ish here, see if we can take a dime always first. But there's the level right there. There it is. Okay, so perfect. All right, hot dog cannon a little bit. We're going to celebrate little wins, honestly. Like, we just put this on, and it's not a big position, but it's not a bad one. So we'll just wait to see what happens here with Micron. Quick little short there. The bottom's not too far away right now, so if we can get some push into these 80s, I feel like that would be really nice. The stop for this Micron trade is up here with the 50 period, so sloping down underneath, just looks good to me. I was going to choose between Micron or AM. We got stopped out of Amazon. We talked about that, so I can go over that in a minute. But Amazon is... it's the number one stock for me today. It's the number one. I've already said this, and we talked about it earlier. It's the number one trade for me all month, so it's going to be my highest stock. You see the difference between Micron and AMD? It's like, although AMD, we just said, remember I said, if you like to short at 178, so now I feel like we should have definitely had that, Obi. But we don't. So anyways, there's the short at 178 that we talked about right before we went to Frank. That's now 50 cents in the money. That actually looks fine, but that looks fine for a different reason. It looks fine because of past resistance. If the market breaks higher, then this goes, and then we're talking about 180 again, then I feel silly for losing all the money there. So instead, I went over to Micron, which seems to be fine, sets up a little bit different for me, right? Underneath VWAP, underneath the 200, and giving me a stop here in and around 20 if we break higher. That makes a little bit of sense. So I chose this one. If the market still falls down, maybe we do get a push. But I'm just noticing this right now. Micron 0.13, AMD is, switch over, okay, 0.65. So AMD much weaker out of the two. So yeah, just something to consider right there. Potentially the AMD short was a little bit better, but let's see what can happen here with Micron.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at some of these volume gainers on the day because I guess I'm in the position I want to be in. ARM could have held it a little bit further. I kind of tried it. I had a bit of a battle with ARM this morning. Into this 127 and then again into this 125, gets stopped out, tried again, 125 doesn't really work, and then 124 happens to work, and then 126 works, and then 127 works, and I was like, huh, that's pretty interesting. And then I go short at 130. What the hell am I doing? I have no idea. But we hold 128s and then we push into 135s. So bit of a switch up there that shouldn't have necessarily happened. But I realized that this was a pretty decent reason to get out of the short, because I'm like, yeah, I would be kind of if I was still in the long, I would be looking at this to hold and kind of push up. But we got that move into 135. And I am nowhere to be found in between 130 and 135. So that's a little bit of a miss for me. But yeah, ARM very strong on the day. Again, you can see SMCI is running up pretty much all day. We are taking a little bit of a pullback here. Breaking of trend has happened just slightly. Let's see how far it can go. We could have just slowed down the trend, right? It could be like, oh, we're holding the 8. Maybe we hop onto the 21 and we have some trend deceleration, and then maybe we continue into the thou. But I have no idea what's happening here. But it is going a little sideways off of that 1 thou. We kind of came in and attempted to test it. We were talking about those trip 9s on the tape, kind of coming in, and yeah. Take a look at that. We're coming in pretty hot to the downside. There we go, 980s on that pullback. So about a 20-point pullback there on SMCI. So maybe we are taking a little bit of a breather here, as when Frank was on, we were attempting to push those highs, and then we get a little bit of a fade into the start of power hour, which is definitely interesting here today. But yeah, like I said, I was looking at some of these volume gainers on the day, and yeah, Lyft getting a little bit of catching a little bit of a bid here today over previous days highs right there. So I did have this name on watch as an earnings day 2 play, but as you can see, I missed a decent chunk of the move right off the open and didn't really participate in the VWAP hold and kind of this hold above the 1750 right there. And we're pushing up into these earnings reaction highs there into that 20. So maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I have no idea. But this continuation off of on day 2 earnings on Lyft is pretty strong there. I know a lot of people are trading SoundHound AI with NVIDIA taking a stake in this name, and I think another one was RXRX as well as ARM, of course. But yeah, SoundHound getting some volume today as well. I did have this on my watch list in the morning, but didn't really do what I was looking for, so I kind of set that aside and focused on ARM pretty much. But yeah, Tesla, I know people have been trading Tesla as well. Tesla very strong on the day there. I was like, oh, are we gonna push 200 today? Like we got a nice little dip. If you guys remember off of earnings, that 200, a little bit of a quadrunk consolidation. A little bit of a churn of this, what is this, 180s, 175s. Kramer comes in and says this is the bottom, somewhere around here, I think. And we have a little bit of a bid back up to 200.
Out of the Mag 7. Yeah, you're right. Good
yeah, that flush was definitely interesting. But yeah, Tesla coming right back in. It was funny. This was at 260s just a few weeks ago. An interesting area as well on the longer time frame. And we know, of course, Bitcoin is doing some moves there. So Mara definitely in play as it has been over the past few days. But today, not really catching a bid, a little bit of a sell-off. So that has me questioning what Bitcoin is up to right here. So let's take a quick look and take a look at Bitcoin. All right, so a little bit of a base here. We did have this move here. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, right here, yesterday morning. We got that push up and above into that 50K mark, kind of distinctly holding above that 51 thou there on Bitcoin. But yeah, this is definitely definitely kind of on watch by a lot of people for sure, and that's why some of these crypto names are getting the volume and interest that they are due to this Bitcoin move. Now, I can go through some of these other ones as well. I know Palantir, kind of interesting as well. I think you had some trades on Palantir, right?
I have a trade idea that has that was actually what I was going to talk about.
Okay,
next.
yeah, go for it.
Okay, so yeah, no, I was you know, good idea here. Hold on a second, hearing something. U.S. Department of Energy has announced contracts of. Okay, I'll talk about that in a minute. Doesn't sound like it's very important. Okay, so. Oh, something about Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Hold on a second. USO. See if there's anything happening right now with USO.
Something's definitely happening. Everything's catching a bid.
Everything?
Well.
Okay, many things.
Some things.
Okay, so we'll check that out. All right, so I don't see nothing's happening with USO, so I'll back away from that comment right now. All right, so I was actually thinking of breaking this Palantir through 50, man. If we can break this high, let's just try this. Palantir bouncing off the 200, bounced off didn't get back to VWAP, but held VWAP right there. You know, VWAP meant something until it didn't, right? And then we held, came back to the 50. Now we're not really looking at these levels. I don't really want to play dip buys right now. I'm obviously net short. The only long we have is $2 in the money with Uber. What I'm more concerned about, of course, is the move back in here into VWAP to get a long. But I'd actually rather play the break. So here it is right here. We touched out 25.50 the other day, yesterday. Then in the pre-market, it was right there again. So I actually right now, Obi, have a buy for a reasonable amount of shares to break, not like a maximum amount, probably like 75%. So if you're thinking about 1,000 shares, take 700 type of stuff, for me anyways. So this would kind of be the break here on Palantir. So breaking somewhere around this not somewhere around, exactly 25.55. So if we can get above that, then I like this trade. Do not want to catch this on the way down. I'm short now. The market's underneath. We just talked about. In what is a missed trade of a long time was getting out of Google. So actually now it's coming back. I missed this. I'm at 13s. I got to put a bid right there because I missed it the last time it came into here. Let me just see if I can bid 17s and get filled. I'd rather get filled on the bid because we pay a little bit less. We can actually add liquidity. So it's not a big, there we go. So it runs me over. Obviously, I would have been better to wait for anything lower than 17, but there's the fill right there. I missed it. So what I was feeling bad about was the market was thinking about turning around here, and it keeps on representing this hold at 142.15-ish. You can see it held there. It's trying to hold again. Sure, we broke and we took advantage. So let's take another piece out. We only have a third left we just got over a third of what we had left. So that's that. Micron does make a move back up. We did not reshort it. Now this is coming back in. So we're going to stop out on a break of 20. So let's alter our stops now as we start to get back in. So Micron, let's go 82.21, 100% of, let's go, yeah, let's just be like that. We'll be a little bit 21's fine. We'll get out there. I was going to average back into this trade, so I think like now we can go probably to 10 and see if we could take it. That way, worst case scenario is we're short now at 02s, add a 10 onto there, give us an average position of like a 07, 08, and that'll be a 13, 14, 15 cent hit, fine by me. So we could definitely take that. So we'll put an offer there at 10, see if we can get Micron to come back in a little bit. After that, Uber is coming back. So if Uber breaks 81.50, let's just end that trade. It's a ho-hum $1.50, but here it comes. We're going to break that out now. Our stop, I don't need nobody to see this, 79.78. So this was a risk here of 20 cents on this to make this $1.50 that we're in the money right now. So we're going to stop out if it breaks back down below 81.50, which is coming up.
Yeah, so we did get a little bit of a wipe back up into some of these areas here. Softy kind of ranging in between some of these prices, and yeah, we got that push up and I was like, oh, something might be coming in, and then you get that insta flush right after. Very interesting. Look at that, 17.9 cracking on the NQ. So I did get a little bit stopped out of the position, but I got right back in when I liked what I saw, and yeah, ARM got up to 135. And yeah, a lot of things flushing. So yeah, definitely. I was like, I saw the tape and I was like, oh, something's happening. I don't know what it is, but interesting enough indeed.
Boom.
But a little bit of a pullback. Let's see how far the NQ and the ES can kind of pull back here. Very, very strong on the day. We kind of did what we did yesterday here, V-shaped recovery. We did that yesterday as well. If you guys remember right here, I scroll back to yesterday. Look at that. We did a V-shaped recovery yesterday as well, and then if I can go even before that, not as much, but we did retrace a decent amount of the action there. But yeah, off of CPI, right? This is day 3 off of since CPI, and we've been holding some of those prices as well. But interesting action there. Kind of in the power hour, it's 3:10, right? It hasn't even printed the first 15-minute candle of the power hour as of right now. So yeah, let's see what this market has in store going into the close. Again, a long weekend coming up.
What's your
Got any plans?
Oh, it's Jinx. Swipe or no swiping. We talked about that yesterday. Have you known what that meant? Swipe or no swiping?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, of course. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There
were some people around here didn't.
No, shout out to Dora.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Soy Dora.
I grew up watching that show.
Yeah, me
so.
too. With my kids, of course.
I watched it by myself.
What's wrong
with my siblings?
The way to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Weekend plans. So yeah, so Friday night we're actually there's a PWHL game at Scotiabank Arena. So we're taking the family to that, which should be a lot of fun. Go Toronto, who beat Boston yesterday 5-3. That's pretty exciting. And then we do have something planned. But Obi, I have to check the calendar.
Okay.
So right now I'll throw it back to you and I'll double check. But what do you have planned?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I have some family over from Chicago, so I've been spending time with them a little bit. But yeah, long
So
weekend.
you've lived in Chicago?
No, not like lived, but I've had extended stays in Chicago because I have family there.
South Side? I think that's the
I
roughest.
think it's in the suburbs, not in the city itself. I've stayed in the city, but family lives in the suburbs. I think a little bit north of Chicago, I think. But yeah, no, in and around the area. Last time I went, I actually saw the was it the CBOE building?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that was
yes.
pretty
Oh yeah, that's right.
cool.
We had talked about that.
Yeah,
Gotta
I didn't
get you
really.
in there next time. Remember that?
Yeah,
was the
you
thing.
said you said
let's get
you know some people. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be really cool.
People, yeah, we should be able to
sure.
do that for you. So yeah, next time you're there for sure. Okay, so just quickly here, I just double checked. There's my whole weekend is hockey. So
Nice.
yeah, is it? But yeah, well, I'm pretty excited about it for sure. Anyways, I'm just playing around. These kids, man, they're just running my life right now, which is fine. Spend some time. The wife and I went on a nice little date the other night, so that was a lot of fun as well. Happy Valentine's Day again, extended Valentine's Day to everybody. All right, so. I don't have too much to talk about. It doesn't look like that PLTR will come through. Like it's about 400,000 degrees in here again, so that's really great. We have, again, we forgot to pay the bill, so we got to get. No, that's not it at all. No. We'll get it all figured out at some point. We're in the bottom of a building here, so it seems like we get a little bit of bad. I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty cold outside.
It's kicking on a little bit. Oh yeah, that's what I want to look at. The wife says apparently it's stopping snowing
Storming.
now, so that would be good. I don't know if it is here, but what is it here in lovely Toronto, Ontario today right now? Oh, it's only -1.
No, I was hearing like we're gonna get like a lot of snow.
Yeah,
getting home is gonna be difficult.
Oh, that might be true.
But yeah, I don't know.
Check
We'll
yeah, so
see.
even this says stopping snow at. This says 4 p.m. on the old Apple weather. If you trust Apple weather, that's what that says. Okay, so right now, Mike.
Is that kind of like Apple Maps? Because I know that stuff is kind of always a little wonky.
It's just yeah, they have an app. It's just like the weather app. It's like I feel like if you have Google probably has a weather app, but they're they probably get their data from the Weather Network. So I tend to use that one too. So All right. Thank you, Marshall. Says, I never stop with the fire. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to put out fires sometimes. All right. So Disney was a pretty fire trade, man. I mean, this one was really much better than we thought. When this came down, we took out, these are all 10%. So 10% here for 10 cents because our risk was 10 cents. Then another 10% down here for 20 cents, basically, at the 50 period. Then it comes back in. This is about what was that, 10s? So that's 10s and that's 31, so 35 cents or so. Then it breaks back into past support. So we cashed that out again. Then it just keeps on going down. Let me zoom this back out a little bit. We had really no reason to get out here. It's just we did. Bounced off there. Kept on waiting to see if it would go even lower, right? Because like I said here for Disney, there was a chance that we fill this gap, but that didn't happen. So then we get out another piece as it breaks back into this level again. So like as I host the show, we have other screens. Like I'm trying to watch out for these levels to hit, which is why I was mad when we missed it. But and then it breaks back above. I'm thinking like, okay, we're going to break back above 112, so we get out at 112. Then it pulls back into VWAP again, and we get another piece out. So now we just wait. I only have now, you can see there's 9 fills. We only have 10% left. So that's that one. Micron is getting ready to probably break higher. We just take that fill there. Remember, we were initially going short. We should have just taken it all out when we got that because that's 15 cents and right into past support again. Just never broke lower, and we were sort of touting AMD a little bit. Wow. Okay, now I'm a little bit upset because we chose Micron instead of AMD when AMD was up here at 178. So let's just keep on thinking about this kind of a support and resistance level. Because the other day on NVIDIA and on Tesla, and yesterday on ARM at 128, how good now it's broken higher. We talked about trying to play off VWAP, right there. So that would have been a good VWAP play for sure right there, but of course we don't have it, so it doesn't matter. But look, we talked about playing VWAP off ARM. Yesterday, flipped this chart around and we were doing it off 128. Now today it's 128. Same exact trade, but long. So there it is, ARM up another 6%, was definitely not expecting that. We've kind of left SMCI. Wow, nice pullback on that one, AOB, like all the way down $20 from O's. So that should be something there as well. Looking at 981 there as a bounce. It looks like we're gonna try to break that. SMCI saying no to 1,000 and may go lower, up just 11%, SMCI. All right, there it is, Micron, boom. So there we go. Take some at 10s, get some more out at O's. Let's see where we go now on Micron. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day right now. So all position pending, of course. We have AMD short, Disney short, Google short, Micron short. $3 in the money AMD. The AMD trade, by the way, if you're just joining for the first time, whoops, I just closed the chart. Damn it, that might take me a minute to open that back up. But I'll spend the time right now just to show you. Go over here. I got a lot of fun tweets today, I feel like, man. We have the 45K followers. Thank you so much for that. There's the sticky note. Here's me outside telling everybody that it's snowing. So there you go, Obi. Here's the snow out there.
Oh, you got the shawarma place?
Yeah, you like that? Yeah, I actually got a shawarma from there. I haven't got one yet. I think it was, near and around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Get this guy off the screen. Yeah, so, and it's really good.
Yeah.
You've had it?
No, I haven't. Pat was saying it as well. He said he really likes it. Yeah. So definitely something I have to try.
Good food, you know what I'm saying? So good. I mean, you could see, I have a lot of experience. So then as you move down in here, then we had the walk and talk that's up on Instagram right now. So this is something that, go follow us all, by the way, on Instagram. Here's the walk and talk from today on that, when we talk all about everything that we're doing. So go over there, find me at TraderTV. Sean, how many followers? Ooh. If I was allowed to give something out, I would, whoever the 7,000th follower is. But there it is. Go find it out. Oh, this was pretty cool, too. We made this last night. 5 things you need to know about the S&P 500's milestone.
Okay.
So you go here, you go, the first one. This is symbolic, not magical. It's a psychological barrier. These numbers don't actually mean anything, Obi.
Yeah, but
it's just a combination of everything put together. So we celebrate those things. Me and Brennan had a joke about we're going to have a hat, S&P 5K, S&P 5,500, S&P 6,000.
Yeah.
Those are fun to have. But that's number 1. And to see number 2 through 5, you got to go to my Instagram.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, no, my 5K alert basically said expletive, we made it.
Right, exactly.
So I was like, yes.
Yes, exactly. F yeah, right? Good job there, Obi. You take it over. I got to reopen up this chart.
ARM kind of taking a nasty little pullback there, so I am watching. I was looking for that 135 to kind of come in. I was, like I mentioned earlier, I was long from 124s to take this potential move here, but I did kind of piece out of it. But that 135, oh boy, look at that pullback coming in really aggressive. 135 straight down to 132. 131's incoming. When the bid drops, oof. Does this thing teleport to the downside here? And it's like when the bid drops, nobody's really sitting on there either. So it becomes pretty easy to wipe it. It would seem. And yeah, the volatility definitely there. You can see some nice chunks of size. You know what? Let me throw this we call size filter on real quick, so we can just. So we can just see some larger size coming through there as well.
You want to try it? Are you ready to go?
Let's see. Maybe. I gotta play around with it, but yeah, no, definitely. I like to be looking at some of the size coming in as well, because there's a lot of prints that are just like 1 share, 10 shares. Not really too significant.
All right.
In my opinion.
No problem. Come over here and you can try to set that up. If it's not working out, it's okay. Look at this. We just got this sent to us. So we actually talked about this on the podcast about how bad Februaries have tend to be in the market. So there you go. February right now, 2 weeks S&P 500 return since 1928. 2-week S&P. So you just go all the way back and you can see here the second half of February. This is not playing around. This is 1928. This is just like a few years before Neil's birth. We can make fun of him because, we're, all right. Anyways, okay, good. We gotta try to be funny here. Neil and I went to high school together, and I started working here, and I invited Neil out one day and to sort of drink with all the guys and everything like that. And Neil really liked what he saw, obviously, and the rest is history. So
wow.
Yeah, man, I brought Neil into this wild world. Sorry about that, Neil. But okay, so right here. Anyways, worst. So let's see what happens now heading into the second. This is not AI inspired. This is since 1928. So right there, thank you to Bar Chart for this one. I feel like that's pretty cool. So we'll repost this. And should I quote it? Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a quote here. I'll do this. You want to go over to Obi's screen? Do you have the filter, or did it not work?
No, it didn't really work, so I'm just gonna take it off because I'd rather watch the tape there. Now it's totally not working, which is definitely interesting. Maybe I just have to reload this. Maybe, I guess not. I am well. This screen is tapeless for ARM, but yeah, that 17.9 coming in on the NQ. I got a little chopped around here on the softy. Had to try it a couple of times. I think I'm risking a little too tight there with the kind of action that we had. I was looking for a little bit of a flush. Holy, there goes ARM. A little bit of a test of that 131. Softy not really pulling back significantly or as significantly as the market here. Market kind of testing this, what is a 17,880-ish level. Some of the pre-market areas as well, but ES got a lot more ways to go to touch some of those pre-market levels on the day there. But yeah, that 406 area on softy looking a little bit heavy all day, right? So that's the kind of the idea that I have here. I'm testing it out. Takes a couple of tries there, but I'm just looking for the range. I kind of I was talking to Josh here. He came over while Frank was talking there, and I was like, yeah, I took the short here. It came all the way into 405s, and I tried to order out, and it just rips like 40 pennies away, and I'm like, well, all right, I'll give it some more time, and it kind of bids all the way back up. I'm like, all right, GG's, that's what you get for not being proactive there on some of those covers. But yeah, let's see if it'll come into fruition now from a little bit higher there, right? As the futures kind of pull back in, we got about, 40 minutes, 37 minutes left on the day here. So nothing too crazy. Let us know in the chat what you guys have been trading. I know there's a lot of hot names.
Yeah. So right there's the winner of the afternoon for you guys. We'll ride that bear. I mean, that's it again. Look at that reload. I mean, it's the same thing again, man. It's the 50-period moving average. It's the same thing that you asked me, would I ever reload Amazon? I said no. Now, Amazon's all the way down, so that would have been obviously a good move. But the reason why we didn't reload Amazon up here, which we should have, obviously, it broke. It broke higher, went to 170.20. That's probably a little bit higher than we would have been willing to hold it. But then breaking through the 50-period might have been something. But again, we chose Micron, and it might have been the wrong move because of our friend AMD is probably a lot lower. But look what's happening right now to Micron. So this, we basically like, if this is not nailing this, then I don't know. Let's just go props up if anybody followed on this or whatever, because that's another, wow, this day is getting to be
Wild.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it over there, Obi. And we also talked about shorting 178. Wish we would have had that. Now that's 350 in the money, or sorry, we're 350 in the money. This would be 150 down to 176.50 and still going to the downside. Looks like us getting out here. Come on, Google. Ever since I load up the charts and now I get all these wicks again, and I just am beside myself. So I'll have to clean these all up as we go. But Google now 50 cents in the money. Disney back down 20 cents now in the money. We did take a piece out there on VWAP. I'm just going to try to hold. I really think the market, and by the way, I don't know, where is everybody here today? Was there like a fire in this place? All right, so
weather.
VWAP, we talked about get out. No, when it was up here, I said I'm feeling. Didn't I say the market, potential chance to move back into VWAP right there? So that's exactly what's just happened. So I feel like now it's starting to take all of this stuff out. Like Micron's now 40 cents in the money. We're starting to take it out. I might just take another piece out right here. Let's just punch some 75s. So there we go. We punched some 75s out. And then we're getting lighter and lighter and lighter, man. It's 326. Brendo's going to drop some hot knowledge with that number in just a couple seconds. At 3:30, we get that off Financial Juice, and that's going to be the market on close number. And then everyone's going to stay late because I am. Oh, yeah. Obi's actually, there's only one other trader. Brendan will stay late working on stuff, but it's Obi. So yeah, it's not just traders stay late, it's Sean and Obi stay late. So that's a good one, but traders will stay late with me tonight, and we'll go over, if we have the board, we can throw that up, or I'll just start discussing them anyways. These guys are super busy, so. We have DraftKings tonight, and we'll get the board when it's ready. It's not a big deal, guys. But we have DraftKings tonight. Should be a lot of fun. The other names that I was looking at today was going to be Coinbase. And then there was one more, hold on, that I put on my list to look at. It was DoorDash. So I think that there's going to be some exciting moves. And if you looked at the last couple times, there it is. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Are you a bagel guy or a toast guy?
I like toast.
You're thinking about it? You
like
went the other
toast.
way. Oh, I thought bagel was a no-brainer.
I
guess if
bagels
you're
are nice.
If you're trying to cut carbs,
Yeah, I guess bagels do have a lot more carbs,
I would
right?
think so.
Yeah.
A little bit ticker. Okay, so Dropbox as well should be interesting there.
Okay, yeah.
But honestly, man, AMAT. I mean, I could put AMAT on there, a little bit higher price. We just don't trade it as much anymore. But it's kind of like, it's not like a Broadcom, obviously, but we just don't trade it as much. So Coinbase, DoorDash. Toast. I'll make sure I'll mention that tonight because of you. And then DraftKings for me is big. And then tomorrow, I'm not seeing too much tomorrow morning that I would. I mean, PG&E. That's an old story at this point. So nothing really. It looks like tonight is the hotness. So we'll be trading that. And if you come over here, I'll just show you quickly. This is what I'm excited about here tonight because. So there's AMAT, right? See, the implied move is 4%. Last time it was 4%. The expected move is 4%. If we sort of, Deer was kind of fun, man. Deer was actually a big time movement to the downside.
DE, right?
Today. Deer,
yeah.
DE.
I did have that one on watch. Yeah, I did have that one on
So
watch.
here it is, though. This is what I'm trying to get at. So here's Coinbase. If we zoom this over, so the past move was only 1.4%. I don't know what's up with that, but it's expected at 11%. So that should be fun. Right down below it, the trade desk is an exciting one as well, as advertising becomes key one more time. So we'll find out about that because Google's ads down, Meta's ads through the roof. So we'll find out what's going on with trade desk. I feel like it's going to be a good quarter, but we'll find out. And then there's DraftKings, the big mover from last time, 16.5%, 17%, implied move right now of 12. So those are the big ones for tonight. Trade desk, so I'll put trade desk back on the radar. Trade desk, Coinbase, DraftKings, definitely movers there tonight, and find that out when we have Danielle Shea on, which should be a great guest as per usual there with Miss Shea. So it should be a good one. Yeah, we're just getting out of everything. So I don't really have.
We bounced off of VWAP very hard.
Which did?
You said that flush down to VWAP,
Yeah,
right?
well.
Yeah, we bounced off pretty hard off of that one, catching quite a bit. And
Ooh,
look
is
at
Tesla
ARM
breaking?
coming right back in.
Is
to
Tesla
that
breaking
135? That could be interesting.
Oh, damn it! I'm just keep going. 'Cause I got to edit these candles. Like this is.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep a closer eye here on ARM, because if we do break that 35, we will be kind of pushing into some previous day levels here on the day. Let me just pull that up for you guys so you guys can catch a look at the chart there. A little bit of a higher time frame look back, just the past couple of days, right? So look at that 135, a bit of it was just yesterday's high, right? And a little bit of a day. Is this day one? No, I don't think it's day one. This is day 3. So yeah, a little bit of a day 3 consolidation low. We saw this craziness that happened going into that 164, and then flushes right into that 120, which is day 1 levels, right? Day 1 earnings levels. So we can't really break below that 120, and we've been kind of consolidating here in and around this 124, 125, 127. Some of these prices definitely interesting here, but yeah, a little bit of a chop sideways on ARM after those earnings, but still holding its highs, right? This thing came off of just underneath the 70s here, and we're trading at 133s with a high of 164. So very strong action on ARM, and yeah, that's why I've been interested in it. I've been trying to trade more in play names. I guess Sean kind of mentioning that I did kind of I haven't been looking at Amazon as often, and yeah, no, I do see some moves on it, and I say look at it when I'm reviewing charts at night. I'm just like, oh damn, like I could have caught that move, but it's like I'm taking other trades that are more in play than some of the just I guess technical moves on Amazon. Again, that 175 flush, I think you had that trade, right? I think the 175 clipped that. A few days ago, it just clipped 175. I was like, damn, that's really nice as well. That was a really nice setup. But it is what it is. I've shifted my focus a little bit more towards in play names.
What the hell?
And yeah, when Amazon is in play, I'm more than willing to participate. What's going on?
Dude, SMCI is a shout out
right back there
to
with Hal.
everybody in the chat there was like, SMCI. Yo, Corey 22SS. What's up, Corey 2SS? Yeah, here goes SMCI right now. I'm not playing this break, but we can sure as hell watch it together. There's 999. I'm like basically, oh shoot, I gotta get rid of this wick. Okay, I'm gonna try to edit this real quick for you guys. The 823, like what is even going on? 986. I accidentally closed the charts, and what happens is I have all these. I'll just explain it to you. I have, wow, look at that nice little pullback right there. We just got filled on something, by the way. Micron, okay, Micron going down as well on this move, so we'll wait. But anyways. What happens is we filter out all the dark pools. They're all the dark prints. I do anyways. But you could see like some of the dark prints actually go down sometimes to like support and resistance. So I didn't fight with anybody, but I went back and forth with the people that develop this software trying to get these dark prints out of there. But honestly, it's just a function of the data that comes in, and we chart everything, which is why you may want to, if you are with us here at Real Trading, you could filter out a big prints and dark pool prints and all of that. So definitely talk to your trading floor manager, or hit up Leonardo, which we actually have now as well.
Ooh, yeah.
AI part of P Pro 8. So you can guys go find that out, ask all about dark pool wicks and things like that, and see what that answer is. I don't actually know. All right, so we're going to get out of Disney if it breaks this high, like we had said. If it breaks through here, that is fine by me. We've taken out 90% of this trade, all for winners, and our last one will come out for a 10. So basically, see this 10-cent hit? So that's on 10%. If we get hit right now, that will be on the last 10%. So that's basically a wash, and all of that is profit. So whenever we see that, we do this, and it was a very, very good one. Oh yeah, Niraj, yeah, shout out to you, Niraj. I wanted Tesla this morning. We talked about this. I thought it was a good catalyst. And we like it. Whenever Tesla's going, it's good. So, yeah, oh, my wife, if you're watching, the answer is yes. Yes, I have our kids' jerseys. All right, so, yeah, Tesla looks like it wants to break, and I actually do not mind taking this 200 break. So I'm going to fix this up. I think it's worth taking. Let's think about doing that. Let's think about taking, Disney just broke and went higher. Let's think about taking this break. I'm just going to edit this chart. I want to make sure the lines are all good. But 197 there, $200 break. Let's try it on Tesla. I feel like we may be worth the shot here. Look at this, man. Straight up to the upside, bounced off the 50 period. Probably worth a shot here on Tesla. Yes, it is, my wife. All right, so I'm gonna punch through here. I feel like this is worth $1, right? At least for Tesla. The 50 period's at 98.40. I feel like if it breaks 200, you want to at least hold it $1 back. Will be my idea. But you might want to go here 198.65. So let's try that. I'm going long. I'm going long. So that's that. SMCI is looking to break right now. SMCI, it's right there again. 9.99. So here we go. SMCI. All that I have on my radar, by the way, oh, I love to show you guys Micron. Micron is collapsing. So let's put another bid down here on Micron and then just be like, hell yeah, for MU and see if we can get that. This trade brought to you by Tradertv.live. I mean, thank you for watching. And this was a nice one, right down to the downside. I don't use anything but charts and intuition. So I wish I had a program that would signal these trades, because then I would just take it and then blame the program if it was wrong. Now I only have myself to blame. But today is going to be my best day of the month, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Congrats, Sean.
Yeah, thanks, man. And yeah, but you know what? Tomorrow's going to be better, right? That's the kind of attitude you have to have.
Yeah.
You always got to expect a little bit more out of that. So we'll try that tomorrow. But SMCI is going to break, and I got to get that order in for Tesla.
Yeah, I feel like I'm fighting the short a little bit here. I keep getting stopped out, but those flushes are coming in real nice every time they do. So I do want to kind of stay participating here. That 134 on ARM hasn't really gone just yet. But yeah, I'll stay a little bit more patient for that one there. Yeah. We're just chopping around this 17.9 here on the NQ, it would seem, and not really going anywhere too fast. So I do have to kind of be wary. We are kind of pushing into the close there. Only about 30 minutes left there. I think we got that. Did we get that early look around 30?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Brady
give
gives it was so small, dude. I glanced over and thought I was reading it incorrectly. It's 25 million buy.
Okay.
So Neil and I don't really even get excited unless it has a B in front of it or behind it. So it's going to be, yeah, it's just a little one right now.
Okay, so nothing too crazy there.
No, so I'm just going to, so there goes Micron. I mean, again, this is a good one. Shout out to Brendo. Just because. So there it is, nice downside move there for Micron. We're going to wait for that. So now, honestly, I'm going to cancel the Palantir. Well, how close is Palantir, actually? I haven't got filled yet, so I'm going to cancel this. So I am not, there you go. I am not taking this Palantir break of 50. It's not interesting to me anymore. We only have 10 minutes left before the imbalances come through. So this is really the break. I was able to edit a little bit out there, but here's Tesla straight up. I want to hold it to this level, 198.70. So if we get long, when we get long, it's going to have to break 200 first. We're going to play the break. We did this on Uber yesterday. It was a little bit earlier. Normally like there to be more time, but we played the 78 break yesterday. It went to 79, and then I think even touched 80 in the aftermarket. And then we nailed Uber today. Unfortunately, we're out of that. Where did we get out of Uber? Just quickly here. Look at this chart. Oh, look. Bleh. I was going to say, man, wow. That was breaking the 50 at that time. Looks like it was the complete bottom there for Uber. But actually, I do that, but that was getting out at 50. It's only at 75, and that was only on 10% left. 9 now, it's 10% left. So that's okay. Uber's still a top name for me. We're going to focus on on Tesla and SMCI here into the close. I'm just going to watch Tesla, keep that up, and then if it breaks, it breaks. We're going to trade that into the close. I'm just going to get the rundown ready. We're excited to have Danielle Shea coming through. So if you trade options, join me tonight at 4 o'clock when traders stay late, and we'll talk about DraftKings. I mean, DraftKings is on fire. I'm going to call that up in a minute. I just want to make sure my Tesla order's in.
Yeah, somebody in the chat saying that SMCI did clip that 1K real quick, and I guess I wasn't really watching it, But yeah, no, I think it might have tested it. It got pretty close there.
The high print that we have is 999.69.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So it didn't actually print the 1K, but it came in pretty close. But we've seen the trip nines kind of print and wash around a few times already. But yeah, definitely an interesting level. Yeah, let's see if it prints in the live market hours there, right? So I kind of talk about this sometimes where I've noticed that some really good prices that I don't know, that maybe you can perceive as good prices. It would seem to me that sometimes, more often than not, they just get dealt with in the pre-market or the after hours, price doesn't necessarily last too long around, the price action doesn't necessarily last too long around those prices. Yeah, Roku.
Dude, I can't see that
tonight?
side of the board. Did you see Roku?
Yeah, I saw Roku on
Did you
there.
mention it?
No. I thought we were talking about toast, right?
Oh yeah, Toast.
Toast. Yeah. No, I think obviously crypto names and
Roku's
tech
one of my
names
favorite names.
definitely.
Roku. So Roku was on the podcast. Wait a minute, not Roku was on the podcast? No, on the podcast I was talking about Roku, and today's the day. Okay, so I just saw someone who was like, "Hey man, Roku's gonna moon." And I was like, yeah, on earnings, but it's not earnings yet, but it is earnings. So yeah, what I was talking about on the podcast was, honestly, I'm switching. Now I'm excited about Roku, guys. Here's Roku. I had to double check. There it is, man. It's 9% short float. I like that fact. What's the market cap here? That's why it wasn't showing up on my screener. Where's market cap? Now I'm just going blind here. Market cap, they're 11, so that's why. So it's a really small market cap compared to some of the other names that we had on there. So we'll go back and have a double check what their implied move is. But all this talk about AI, all this talk about ads, and like I said, Facebook had a great ad. So if Roku, streaming, they have a lot of free programming on there. I think Roku could really surprise. And if they just start, they're smart, like they're gonna drop the AI word and all that kind of stuff. And I just really think that Roku has a good chance today to get going. It's up 4% in a down mark, pretty much a down mark, well, flat market today. Let's see if Roku can go. I really think that there's a good chance for Roku tonight. So that's gonna be something pretty interesting to watch out for sure. It's Roku. And
oh, there goes the 1,000.
There goes 1,000. So SMCI just now breaks. So I wish I would have saw how far that crossed, but basically we just touched 103. So remember we were talking about, wow, that's why you do not
get rocked.
Yeah, that's a tough trade. Like it just touched 1,003. So I tell you what happened there. People like me or somebody that was short, we talked about you're gonna be short in front of 1,000, it's gonna break, you're gonna get marketed out probably by your order, and then there it goes, and then it flushed 10 bucks. We just touched, look at this. You wanna talk about a candle of indecisiveness, like this is only a 1 minute, so it's very, very tough on a 1 minute chart to catch any of this. But that top is 104, that bottom is 92. That's a $12 candle there in 1 minute. And you're gonna try to be like, oh, I knew the long was good. Like, look at this, $1,000. Like now we're really starting to go. It's SMCI and it's fantastic. But you know what else is about to get going here right now that I guarantee you will not flush $12 when I punch it, is going to be Tesla. So here we go. We're getting ready to get juiced on this one. Let's see what happens right now with Tesla. Let's go get this ad read done because in 20 cents from now, Tesla breaks 200.
Brought to you by IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and zero commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, go check out IG, and thanks for Frank Caberna for coming through again there. Thanks, Brendo, for that. All right, so here goes Tesla right now. We're getting ready to rock and roll, baby. I might just get out of everything. With FMCI starting to moon, let's just punch out. I'm just punching out of AMD. So AMD, I just punched out of it. We're still below. That's actually a pretty good out. Okay, so that's a good out right there. Let's go back over to Tesla because we're going to get punched into a position. Look, the thing about this is not, if this was 10 o'clock, 9:45, anytime rather than 3:43, this is probably a much bigger trade than what might happen here. So I'm going to do it. We've already talked about where we want to get out. We've zoomed back out. Now we're getting very good confirmation from the 50-period moving average at that exact level. So right now, we'll take enough shares that we won't be upset or too upset anyways if we lose $1.50. Because that break of 200, we are going to have to hold it. to all the way back down here. You know, it's like that SMCI trade. It's like you probably, if you got punched out, like you have to have the plan of action. So here it is. Like I would have said this, if this breaks 1,000, then your out is probably right here, 995, 996. So I feel like I don't hold, like no matter what happens to SMCI, I'm probably out of this trade. So you got to do things like that. That's where the 50-period moving average and various other aspects have to come into play. So just don't be stubborn with your outs. Get that, and then we're going to figure out if anybody else is taking this trade with us. And oh, there it is. Shout out to whoever that was in the chat, D-Loaf. Yeah, hi. What are you thinking about 200? Yeah, okay, thanks.
What's she saying?
First of all, just so we don't get sued, there was nobody on the phone there. I don't want to act like I was actually getting advice on this trade from Kathy Wood, but here it comes. Kathy Wood yesterday. It's not plural. Wood. They bought it. It's on our watch list today. I'm just double checking it. Make sure you get the watch list. tradertv.live. I thought it was 28 million. There it is, right there. Yeah. Addition. Kathy Wood's ARK Invest purchased yesterday 27 million worth of Tesla shares. So
she's. I guess she watches Kramer.
Or maybe. Why? No. Kramer put it out. He didn't like Tesla.
No, but he said just. I think I overheard just a few days ago that this is the bottom or something.
He actually
right?
called the bottom. My bad. I missed that one. No, because I know that he pulled it out for Eli Lilly. That was the whole thing in the Mag 7. So that's why I knew that he wasn't so excited about Tesla, but I'm excited. So here we go. $200 looks like it's gonna go. Let's go, man. Let's go. So we'll take the trade. Let's see if it breaks. If you're looking for live trading, this is gonna be the best show you can find completely. I'm still waiting for someone to send me one better. No one's even sent me anything, so I guess there's not. Bitcoin right now at 51.8 and not doing a whole heck of a lot. It's Coinbase. So not only are we live trading now, but you're gonna see after. I'm hosting a show. It's called The Market Recap. Make sure you watch every single day where we go over all of these earnings. Anything that hits, we go over that. Coinbase tonight, Roku tonight, DoorDash tonight, DraftKings tonight, DKNG. What a monster, man. Back to 52-week highs. Wow, DraftKings. I didn't know that we had moved like this today, up to $45. So again, I apologize for the charts, but DraftKings looked like it wants to make new highs today. What a great move this one's been on. A deal with Barstool. Everything's working out for DraftKings. I guess, you know what helped DraftKings? The largest ever number in televised history. I'm talking about moon landing. I'm talking about every other Super Bowl. I'm talking about Trader TV Live viewership. I'm talking about every single number was broken by Super Bowl. Over half, at one point, more than half of the Canadian population, Obi, I assume you're not one of them, was watching the Super Bowl.
I watched a little bit of it as well.
You count then, Obi. Over half of the population.
Halftime show a little bit because
so
family had it on, and I was
halftime
like, I walked by, I was like, oh, what's going on here? I saw a little bit of Usher, and I was like, all right, cool. I went back to work.
Yeah, nice. What do you do for fun on the weekends there, Obi?
I game.
Okay.
Sometimes. Recently, I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077. Pretty awesome game.
Is that based on those NFTs, the Cyberpunk?
Maybe, I don't know, but it's like a whole.
My kid just got back into Fortnite, like literally last week.
I played Fortnite in the earlier days, where it was kind of like blowing up.
Yeah,
and like remember Ninja? Right. Ninja was like blowing up.
You got green hair.
Yeah. He's changed hairstyles a few times, but no, that's what I like to do on the weekends.
Okay.
Well, that's for Saturday, and then Sunday's just strictly for prepping for the week and kind of getting ready in the right mindset, doing some work.
Yeah, mindset is, there's almost nothing more important to this game.
That's what I'm realizing.
Yeah, exactly. You have to believe in the trades you want to put on, man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, my kid made me cancel his Roku, $15 a month, to get the Epic Games one, where you get the Battle Pass for Fortnite and also the other game that Epic Games has.
Apex? No, Apex is.
I think you might be. No, not Apex. No, it's a car game.
A car game.
Driving in a cage or whatever. Anyways, someone pickleball. That's hilarious.
Pickleball?
No.
Someone's mentioned
Rocket League. Thank you, Ryan.
Oh, Rocket League! Wow.
That guy Ryan.
Really, I like Rocket League. That's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite games.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Am I right? You're in a car and you're.
Yeah, it's basically soccer with
Right.
cars.
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah. That game is a
we were
beautiful
playing that
game.
on the PS4. On the PS4.
Yeah. I've actually been playing that game.
that game for Switch?
Yeah, I think so. It's on all platforms.
Okay, so maybe we're playing it there. Okay. Yeah.
Funny enough, it reminds me a lot of trading, a little bit.
Oh yeah. So
Like,
shout out to
it's
Paolo.
extremely
there.
difficult to play. Like
Rocket League?
the learning curve
That's what
is
he said. He said
extremely.
he likes to play for fun, but not competitively.
Yeah, no. I like a little bit of comp here and there, but.
Sorry, Paolo there in the chat says the World Cup final got more than the Super Bowl. Yeah. I'm only talking North America. I'm not talking about across Europe. I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to compare the Super Bowl to like football proper over there. No way.
Yeah.
That stuff is nuts. But okay, so there we go. Yeah, Tesla's not going to break, guys, unfortunately. Oh, here it is. It's 350, and the imbalances are now out. So we could get a little bit of a movement now in something. I'm going to show you guys what we have, get rid of broker, and see what's going on. So Intel's a nice little buy here, it looks like. Over 2 million shares to Intel. So let's just watch that. Right now, Intel not really moving too far back up to the upside. Tesla must be on here. Tesla's trying to go right now. TSLA trying to go back up. Do we see it on here? Apple's a buy. This is probably a big number, by the way. It's probably a big number. Brendan's a little busy right now. If you guys have it, put it there in the chat. We just got stopped out of something. Google, so that's fine. So Google went back up and we got out of that. So Google breaks the high. Google is a really successful play for us today. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that play. So there goes Google, a little bit of a look here. Oh, I said I'd go back over to Tesla just to look. I'll still take it. I'll take it, but this time only breaking back down here, 199. I mean, we're close enough. I mean, we could use the 50 period. I don't know. This is not 600 million to buy, says Brendo. So a lot more than what we had expected. So that's a nice little boom there in the market. Micron, let's just punch out of everything and only worry about Tesla. It's been a good trade today, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to switch over in about 4 or 5 minutes to go over there. Obi will take you in. And then after that, there we go. We're out of Micron, just on a little spike up. Micron was a dandy of a trade, guys. We only had that 10% left, and that was a great one. All right, over to Tesla as we start to watch out for this. Here it comes. We are going to take it. And we're going to play off that 199 break lower, 190. Oh, we'll play off this 198.80. So get ready for a break here in Tesla as the market gets going. Oops, I just clicked on AEP for some reason. There we go. All right, here we go. All right, we're probably going to get into this. Tesla looking to break. We could stay on here if we want. Is there anything you're looking at? It's going to break, and we can all watch it if you guys want to. But what are you looking at, Obi? Anything?
Nothing too crazy. I got stopped out of this softy. Softy's kind of ripping right back up. So we did distinctly break that consolidation. I was fighting the trend a little bit. I did notice that it did hold VWAP there. I knew I was kind of pushing my luck in and around these areas, kind of being a little stubborn there. But it is what it is. We get stopped out. And then it just snaps up into the 407, so it's a good thing we stopped out in the 60s, and it just rips about almost, almost 70, 50 pennies above that, 50, 60 pennies above that, so it's a good thing we got stopped out of that one there. But nothing too crazy that I'm looking at right now. I just got some of these other names on watch, but yeah, Softy, I guess long was not wrong there, and I was fighting it a little bit. I gotta go back to that and be like, all right, well, you had an idea to start off with. Why are you kind of countering that when, yeah, sure, I was in the money over a point here from the 406 to 405, never really covered, and then it comes right back and then consolidates above. Why am I still trying the short, right? So it's like just small things like that I do need to work on. What's going on with Tesla?
Tesla broke, and let's hope it ain't woke, because we're trying to get this to go back up to the upside. The highest it only went to there was 18s. So I'm waiting at 20 right now to take out a small piece. Then we can see if we can get into the 50s, and then we'll see if we can go. So let's see. There it is. Ooh, did we get? So we did get a piece there. Okay, so we'll take some profit. I mean, we're only long at 03s. The break was pretty clean there. I didn't see too much happening. The size was relatively insignificant there. It's already done 110 million. So whatever size was sitting there at 200, we knew it wasn't going to hold. That's why we were talking about this trade the whole time. The problem is we only have 7 minutes left. So we're running into that problem. I just like, if you were long, so let me tell you what the problem is, just real quick. The problem is that there's a lot of traders that will have market on close orders and would have really taken Tesla early. We had like Michael Noss, some traders, they just put on trades and they close it at the end of the day. So you're not closing your short at the end of the day, you're already closed. The only way to close your trade today at the end of the day, in my opinion, would be those guys that are already long. So I could see some pressure. Okay, yes, yeah. All right, now we're starting to go. Let's go. What a topper today, guys.
Wow,
there for
dude.
Tesla as we're starting to get upside. So let's see how far we can go for Tesla. We just took some out at 35 there and at 40. What did it hit there? I feel like we might have got a 45 fill there. But anyways, nice move up. I'll check it. We're going to see if we can go. The stop is really down here at 199, trying to go right now. Oh, shit. Apple has just released some kind of an AI pilot of some sort
wow, that's
right
what's
now.
happening.
Look at that. Nice gap up on Apple. Apple's going right now. This is what we want. You want this news from Apple. They have released something, Brendan. I don't know, but Apple right now has just mooned. Nice move up there, $1 straight up. It gapped up there on Apple. Some kind of an AI release there for Apple. It's obviously not mooning too much. I heard something about GitLab in my ear. I don't know. But Apple right now seems to be flying up. Getting a little bit of goosebumps here because I'm excited for Apple. I like to hear these kind of stories. Let's see what's going on. It looks like it's a nice move upside there for Apple. But it's not the big story that we're looking for, or else it would have really mooned. So there's the fill up on our charts. But anyways, Apple, I just don't want to misreport what it was. But it's Apple. It's starting to go. But you know what? Apple be damned right now. Tesla's starting to go. There's another trade for us. Obi, this is what we're doing right now. I don't know what to do. Get everybody do this. If you know how to floss, this is exactly what we're doing today. Let's just take a 60 fill. Obi, it's all working out. We can see clearly now. Bye-bye Tesla, going up to the upside. We talked about that. Can you imagine? We've just been talking for so long, and we're not done yet. Yeah. I got to flip over there, Obi.
Yeah, I gotta
bring
put in
this
some.
Again. I ran into Branko's. Branko's like, "Oh man, you're doing a great job. You only have like an hour and a half left." I looked down at my watch. I was like, "Yeah, we have the market recap show after that." But we love doing that, man, and that's what it's all about for us. So, by the way, Apple. Brendan's kind of unhooked a little bit. Here. I have it on Benzinga right now. So it's right here. It's Apple reaches AI. Apple readies. Look at this. Apple readies AI tool to rival Microsoft's GitHub Copilot. That is pretty much the story that we want to hear from Apple. Apple mooning right now. Tesla 70 cents in the money. Wow, Micron was a banger there to close the day out. If Neil gets me sick and I'm not here tomorrow, we're fighting because honestly, that's going to make for really great TV. All right, Apple's starting to moon right now. Brendan has it. Let's go, Apple. This is what we want. Issue if you want to come back here quickly. We are out of Tesla. Let's go, man. Let's put the Dollar Club on its name right now for Tesla. And let's go back to Brendan. Good trade at the end of the day.
Just real quick. It's Bloomberg reporting that, guys, for Apple, and it's exactly what you just read there, Sean. That's all I see so far.
That is that trade there for Apple, starting to moon like crazy right now. But we already got out of this Tesla trade. Nicely done right there. Look at that, 201 and change, or we got 90s. So good trade there. Apple is starting. I should have just punched long, honestly, when I heard that story. We were already in Tesla. We could have had it at 183.50. It's now gone. See you later, Apple. Great story there coming out as Apple's starting to moon again right now. So nice job there. Microsoft and Apple definitely having a day. We'll see tomorrow. Do you mind just calling up to see if Microsoft's doing anything right now?
Yeah,
I got to get over to the other page.
Softy got a little wiped there into the close there. So 407 came in. We got the nice little swipe up and then swipe right back down. I was like, all right, well, here's what it is. And I think it came off of that Apple news. Apple's still going. Holy, I do not have eyes on this thing. And yeah, intraday news, definitely part of the playbook. But when they pull it out like 10 minutes into the close, Sean, that's a little wild there. You definitely have to be prepared for that one. And it is what it is. So kind of going to be on watch going forward, as Apple does have an AI catalyst now, and we're gonna be watching this one again. Kind of was behind, right? Everybody else talked about AI. We were like, when does Apple kind of come out with something? Google was talking about it, NVIDIA, they've all had their kind of moves. And then finally, now, I guess today's the day. What's the day? I got to mark this right here. February 15th, Apple comes out with a little bit of an AI news. So that's perfectly fine there. I will be watching it, kind of missed out on that consolidation break, but that softy move, absolutely crazy off of the imbal as well, right? So yeah, let me know if you guys kind of are playing this intraday Apple news here, and if you guys are participating, because this is going straight to the upside. I think we consolidated pretty much all day. Looking a little bit like softy here, consolidated all day near the lows, and then all of a sudden you get a nice hard swipe up with catalyst, with volume, and I'm sure there is RVol going on here as well. So pretty wild. 185, kind of the high, and the bell has been rung. I talk too much. Thank you, Adara. I was a little bit distracted. And yeah, it is what it is. So thank you for spending time with us today. We hope you had a good experience. Something to note is the market's kind of hot, right? Things have been moving. AI news on Apple, maybe that's something we were waiting for, and now we've got it. And yeah, let's see what's in store going forward this week. What's going on? Yeah. Okay. So let me know in the chat. Guys, what you guys have been trading. Now again, Neil is feeling a little under the weather, so I will be here tomorrow as well. And okay, that's not too bad here. What's okay? So I did take a little bit of a trade there into the close. Not too bad. All right, so. Yeah, the shake and bake on softy was pretty wild there. Let's see what you guys are talking about here. SMCI all day. All right, so you were long the open and you sold the close, eh? So let's take a quick look at SMCI. Let's blow this up a little bit here. All right, so yeah, pretty much this is it seems like it was a buy the open, sell the close kind of day there. But yeah, no, this thing has been trending up. It closed near its highs yesterday as well. A bit of a gap up, shake and bake all day. A pretty wide range there on top of VWAP. Now, I wasn't really trading this one, but absolutely wild. Congrats to those of you who have the risk to trade something like this and took it for the whole move all day, as it did kind of hold previous day levels, opening range highs as well, and a continuation. But without any further ado, I'd like to thank you all. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to pass it over to the big desk, so don't go anywhere. We've got the market recap with Sean. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We're just trying to log into everything right now. Thanks, Obi, for covering right there. Wow, I'm still pumped up about that Apple right now. As Apple's starting to go, we just had a bang. Like, I got to slow down a little bit because we just had a monster trade there with Tesla. You guys saw that. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining us right now. As we get ready to rock and roll, man, it is your market recap show. We're getting ready to talk all about earnings because they're coming through right now. We just got the trade desk. We are going to go over everything today. Look what was positive. Look what wasn't. It's on the side. The trade desk right now, $75, beating, going back up to the upside. Adjusted EPS of 41 cents. Actually misses right there for the trade desk. But it's a beat on revenue. Must be a good guide as well. We will get that. Look at this story. Apple readies AI tool. Apple is actively working on integrating an AI tool for the significant release of its Xcode. So anybody that's coding, looks like it's going to be a GitHub sort of a challenge there. We'll find out more about that. I don't know enough about coding to know if this is something that's super, important, but there's the trade desk upside. Let me see what happened to Microsoft on that release. I don't think anything, honestly. I'm not worried about Microsoft. Microsoft shares that we own as well. You knew there was going to be competition in the space. So for me, it doesn't really have too much of an effect. I'm just getting everything loaded up. I want to say a big shout out. This isn't loaded yet. I was going to get the roll call going. Once it's ready to go, we'll do that real quick. As soon as something pops up, we're waiting for Roku. We've got all of this. We're ready to go. Roku is out. So Roku is going to the downside. I don't see it. I don't have it in my ear either yet. I don't have Roku out, but it is making the move down to $80. We thought that the extended move here on Roku was about 16%. That's what was projected. We're going to see if Roku has it. I don't see it, and I have it in my ear right now, so I don't see anything. It is out. Okay, so Brendan, if you have those numbers, send it to the work. DraftKings not moving around. That's probably not out yet. So Roku dancing around a little bit here. We'll find out more about that as it comes. Thank you so much. I didn't even tweet that out, Ramin, but thank you so much. I'm going to tweet this out right now as well. Join us. There's DraftKings, and here goes Roku. It is making a move to the downside. We do have the numbers right now. Thanks, Brendo. Forward revenue, lower. No, it looks like it... Full year revenue, 3.5 versus 3.45. So Roku better on the revenue side. We'll wait for the big number when we get it. I'm sorry I'm looking the other way, but I'm looking to make sure that we have the story from Benzinga. A big shout out to everybody who's here in the chat, man. Apple is still going is what we're seeing. Apple is gone. We are loving Apple. I love this news. I would have loved, as my chair just went down, I would have loved to punch long there. We were just too wrapped up with Tesla. Apple is gone. See you later. Tomorrow's trade right now, Apple long. I don't even care what the price is. Apple long tomorrow, take it if you want. Tesla long tomorrow, over 200. Look at Apple. That's a banger trade. Man, or Tesla. We had this trade, by the way. Here's Tesla. It is Obi's toast is now out. Do they have butter on it? Is there jam? What's going on? Here's the break long right there on Tesla. We had that long at 200, out at 201. Tesla still screaming to the upside. It is toast, and it is, let's see, T-O-S-T, right? Am I not right on that one? There it is, toast. Let's see what's going on. Obi likes it, and so does the market. That's a nice move right there for toast. Nice move upside. A loss of 11 cents for toast, but it looks like they're beating estimates. Roku, I have the number now. So Roku, what say you? For Roku, nice downside move right now. There it is. Gap earnings, minus 55 cents versus minus 57. That's a beat. So what's the problem? There's the sales number that Brendan. This is the quarterly number. They beat a full year. Must be their guide. We'll wait to hear about Roku right now. Downside move for Roku because they beat. So I don't see a problem there. AMAT, they're out as well. AMAT is out. Let's find out what's going on with AMAT. Look at this name. AMAT taking out numbers. Go to the weekly chart on AMAT. They gone. Anything that was looking at an all-time high, which I'm going to call AMAT an all-time high now, looks like it. Taking it out, that's it. Look at that high. The COVID sort of dull goes to the downside. We take it out right now on earnings. AMAT up 15% and running right now. DoorDash is now out. Wow. What a show, guys, we're putting on for you every day here, I feel like. What an earnings season. Here's DoorDash. Let's go over to the daily right now on DoorDash. I'm going to get it from Benzinga if I can. Not here yet. It's a loss for DoorDash, starting to go downside right now. 130 down to 122. Here it is right here. Shout out to Benzinga. Man, do we ever stop talking? Well, we're hosting by ourselves, so the answer would be no to that until we get Danielle Shea on. DoorDash, all right, Gap, EPS, wow, way worse. Minus 39 cents versus minus 18. This ain't good, but sales is okay. There's your favorite carb, toast. EPS minus 7, beating minus 11. Better sales. A quick little look at toast here to see what that's doing. Nice little move to the upside. Anything else moving around, guys? Let's go over here to the chat. What do you guys want to do? Is DraftKings out? Is Fisker reporting today as well? Oh my. Fisker right now down. Oh. Open Door. This is one that's out right now. A loss of 11 cents, just so you guys know. Doesn't look like it's moving around. Open Door is now out with a loss of 19 cents, I guess. So that's making a move down. Microsoft, a remarkable moment for video generating AI, says Sam Altman right now. I don't know what that's in reference to. Let's see if Microsoft's moving around on some open AI talk right now. Microsoft, okay, let's slow down because that was a big drop there on earnings. Let's take it down a notch while we focus. Okay, so the big ones we're looking for Coinbase. I don't see that out yet, but it is making a move down. 159, coin starting to go down. Thank you so much, everybody joining, man. We continue to smash records. Coin, TTD, DraftKings, yeah, they're all here. We'll wait. We'll wait for coin. I don't have the numbers, but Coinbase is heading south right now. We talked about this with Coinbase. What does it look like? What do their numbers look like now that the ETFs are out, right? What do Coinbase's look like? Nice downside move there for Coinbase, down and dumping. You guys are right. Roku was another big name. Shout out to all of you guys that are with me right now. I have to find out. I don't know how many viewers we have right now, but I'm going to thank all of you. So big shout out right there to everybody watching. We have over 4,000 of you with us right now. We just loaded that up. Thank you so much, guys. No wonder I've been sleeping really good like the past 6 months, man. We're doing this show. We're running out of energy. We got hot. We're not running out of energy, but we got hockey tonight. Should be real fun. All right, so that's reported out as well right now. Back over to Benzinga real quick. It's funny that we always have sector recap on the board, and I barely even talk about sectors these days because there it is. Coinbase is out. So this is the number that we're looking at Coinbase. Call this up right here. It's probably been out for a minute, but let's talk about the numbers. Coinbase right now. Nice move down. This is the daily. Almost got back to that 190 today. We actually touched 172. Apple probably screaming. I'm super excited about Apple, to be honest with you. Here's Coinbase's numbers, though. Coinbase, 104 beats a red number. Okay, so their EPS well above, sales well above. Why did Coinbase tick 155? What I'm reading, that looks like that's a mistake. Someone might have fat-fingered that, or this number's off. So something's up with this. If they got 104 versus a minus number for Coinbase, that seems a little silly to me. So we'll find out more about that. But right now, Coinbase starting to dance. There it is. Coinbase back to the upside. Did we just have a potential moment there with Coinbase and Lyft? I don't know, like that marketed down there. Someone hit that to the downside. Here we go. Roku sees forward active accounts 80 million, up only 10 million. That could be a little bit of a problem for Roku shareholders. Roku expects Q1 net revenue of 850 versus 833. I thought we said Roku was down. What I'm reading is Roku should be up right now. All right, but they're still down. So probably doing a lift, says Adam to lose. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Coinbase. We'll have to find out more about that number, but now it's starting to head to the downside as well. So again, thank you everybody for joining me today as we are really excited about all of these moves, man. Benzinga nailed it today. All these stories seem to have been out pretty much on time. It's Roku, it's Coinbase, it's DoorDash. Let's just check out, for me, let's check out Trade Desk again. That was another big name that reported. Look at this one, man. The Trade Desk seeing good advertising numbers coming through. We know the market is hot right now for AI. Probably drop some AI talk for sure. I'll find out if there's anything else that I sees on coin. And what I sees is I sees something with improper English. Coinbase right now bouncing back up. Look at this from Benzinga right now. Coinbase sees Q24 subscription and ad revenue between 410 and 480. So where is that on the spectrum of what was expected? Coinbase right now down through 155, up now, breaking out through that closing price right now for Coinbase. So there it goes. You're welcome, CompuCare team. Everybody that's joining, man, over 4,000 of you right now. Boom, here comes Coinbase. Yes, sir. We are also streaming live on X right now. So X gonna give it to you, and they're giving it to you tonight with this show right now. That's funny, on the way to my daughter's practice last night, obviously clean version, my wife was pumping DMX. My 9-year-old was like, huh? So anyway, shout out to that. Shout out to my lovely wife as well. I hope the snow has calmed down on that front. But Coinbase, very, very excited here in the after hours. You want to see what Coinbase looks like? There's Tesla, by the way. Let's just check out Apple right now. Come over to my screen. We'll trade this live together. Well, you won't trade live now. Well, The more I think about wanting to trade, the more I'm about to punch in right now. But we got a show to host, and we got Danielle Shea coming up very, very soon as well. So there's Apple. Yeah, if you're in the chat, Danielle, what's up? You can join at any moment. 185.50 coming through right now for that as well. There's Apple. Let's have a quick look at Coinbase. How does Coinbase trade live, you say? This is how it trades right now. A live level 2. If you're joining us right now, you know, CNBC just talking, rah, 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 rah. We're showing you right now. Here it is, Coinbase, live trading. It's Roku, live trading right now. $80 looking to break on Roku to the downside. Lots of action happening right now across the board, man. It's DoorDash as well. DoorDash, a 120 print coming through right now. Down right now, basically flat on the day. They had a nice print earlier, now coming back. Let's see what happens with DoorDash trying to make more lows right now. Roku shares trading lower as well. So we'll go back over. That's just the live trading screen. Let's talk a little bit about the market today. We had a nice bounce back in the regionals, right? So KRE, I feel like we should have bought KRE here at 45 bucks. We had NYCB scare. I don't know how many more are going to scare, but that could have been a buying opportunity downside there for KRE. We saw OIH today going as well. Toast announcing a 250 million share buyback, I believe. Nice job for Toast. Man, that's good. Okay, Roku right now. Thank you for that Hydration Nation there, Ramin or Fabian. We're getting ready to rock and roll right now. So Roku down here near 80 bucks. All right, so what was red today? UNG just continues to get destroyed off that reverse split, man. Whenever something reverse splits, I don't care. Like, why is an ETF reverse splitting, guys? Come on. You know, this name's been in trouble for a while, UNG. UNG was $100. So back in February, UNG was $39, right? Down to 14. Really getting clubbed here for UNG. Bitcoin, we have it as down today on iBit. I feel like Bitcoin just hovered around today, just kind of chilling out, not doing too much. So we'll hold off on our opinion on Bitcoin right now. Yeah, calm down, Bitcoin. Well, I need to get longer on Bitcoin. You know what I mean, Fabian? Like, we got Cardano. Buy the dips. Okay, we'll buy the dips. We'll buy the dips. Okay, we'll buy the dips on Bitcoin. What dip, says Ramin? Exactly. Good call on that one. All right, man. Lots of stocks printing around here today. We're going to get Danielle Shea to come through. Lots of talk there. Obviously, we can ask her anything, and we will probably do that. So we'll find out about what's going on with the market, what's happening in and around different names. You know, the SPY or SPX 5000, that could be something that we wind up talking about. So we'll do that as well. You know what name we've kind of avoided here? Is DraftKings out yet? Let me go over and have a quick look to see about DKNG. So this is the one name that's not out. Come over to the screen. We don't have DraftKings yet. But again, off of the most watched event in US television history, the Super Bowl, DraftKings really catching some nice waves, a deal with Barstool, now up above 40 bucks and really working. I was wrong on DraftKings. I got this out at this high, right into here, 36, I think it was 36 and change. We're out. So we've missed a huge move up there on DraftKings. But again, we took some nice profits. I called DraftKings the most missed opportunity, potentially, of the whole market down here. Now, you're going to see better trades, but we knew DraftKings wasn't going anywhere. And down at 10 bucks, I feel like DKNG was a buy. Let's go back in quickly and check out Coinbase. Look at that. I told you guys Coinbase had a lift moment. There was nothing that I saw bad about Coinbase today in their report. I don't know if that 104 was right, but when I saw that 104 right here beating a 1 cent negative, that's monstrous. And with bigger sales, I don't see any problem with Coinbase. And yeah, not much news here from them, but we'll wait to see if Benzinga says anything else. But for right now, it is Coinbase to the moon. I want to thank all 4,000 of you again for watching. What a big earnings day. Let's go over and find out about Roku as well. So Roku today, I'm going to cancel this off and search Roku right now, see what their earnings move is. We could talk to Danielle Shea about this because Roku basically came in line. They were expected move was in and around, I think it was 13 or 14%, and Roku right now down that 13%. So here we go. Roku shares trading lower. Active accounts 80 million. Total net revenues 850 versus 830. That seems better. And again, a beat. So I don't know what's going on with Roku, but they are well down right now. Roku down on earnings. So again, another push into the downside for Roku. As soon as we're ready, you tell me, because I'm not making Danielle wait. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat as well. We're going to talk options. We got a few ideas. What about ARM? What is ARM doing here in the after hours? Nothing really. We've really traded ARM well over the last little while. So we're waiting for DraftKings right now. ARM with a nice move down. And wow, Miss Shay, if you're listening, we got some huge news on Apple. And I mean, there's more AI talk. They're releasing something that's going to challenge GitHub's Copilot with Microsoft. And this is, honestly, I love what Danielle Shea is going to say, but it's not going to influence me at all. I'm going long on Apple tomorrow. It's just a matter of where and when. This is what we're waiting for. Apple's a nice push back up to the upside right now. So here we go, man. A lot of money made on Apple. What is Tesla doing in the after hours? We punched Tesla 200 at the end of the day. Man, that was a good trade as well. We had our best day of it's not going to be of the year, but it's definitely of the month today. And a lot of that started with Amazon. So Amazon today, we really hit this move. Where is it on Amazon? Quickly, this 3 minute, it was right here. We had this whole move pretty much on Amazon with, not the whole move, but we had a nice amount of shares right into here, off 170, breaking lower. So that's going to be a really good one. In my ear, I don't hear anything yet about DraftKings. So if something does happen, okay, you got to calm down a little bit here, SMCI, honestly, because this name being up to $1,000 and so 1,040 right now. Huge move here again in the after hours for SMCI. You know, SMCI is just a double up in 2 weeks. Not bad. From $500 2 weeks ago, it's all the way up. Over $1,000 right now. I'm seeing DraftKings moving around. I'm not delaying Danielle. You tell me when she's ready. She's been ready. Well, then what's going on over there? Let's go. All right. I feel like you play Mario Kart, Danielle. I said, let's go. We're Mario there. But thank you for waiting patiently. How's your day going?
Going great. How about you?
Yeah, it's going fantastic. And then now in the old personal account here, we get great news for Apple. And if anybody owns an index of any sort, Apple going to be helping that. And then a favorite of yours that we always seem to talk about, Tesla. I only traded it once today, and I traded right at the end of the day on that 200 break. Man, that's pretty good. Did we think Tesla was coming all the way back to 200 this fast?
No, I didn't. But you know what? I missed the move this morning, but I got in like towards the end of the day. So, you know,
Good.
I commend you, number one, for jumping on that. My baby was going crazy today, and I just came in and I traded the close, and I looked at this thing and I was like, man, if we can get a break up above 200,
Right.
then it's going to 210.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I added a bullish butterfly on this, like right at the end of the day. I think that if we get up, we're going to make a gap fill right there. And so I just added a small position. It cost me less than, well, right about $300. And I just placed a 200, 210, 220 butterfly. So basically it targets $210 a share tomorrow. So ideally $300 bet, gaps up tomorrow. You know, maybe I can take a double on it, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I think we're going to be gapping up tomorrow for sure. Just really quickly, come over to the screen right now. Looks like DraftKings just made a move up to 45 and change and trying to break out here, Danielle. I don't see anything coming through. And I just want to address something right here. Yo, what's up, Pauly D? I said I was never selling anything from the long-term account ever again. Yeah, I probably am not. I don't know. The last time we bought Tesla was 186. I think that was a pretty good buy there, Danielle, down at 186. We were holding that 182 a couple times. We're on DraftKings. I can go back and talk to Danielle here. They'd rather see, yeah, exactly. So we bought some down there at 186. I think that 210 is a nice number. We'll see if it gets up there, and we may take a little bit out. I'm excited for that new model, man. The Model 2. We'll see if that can hit. Coming through again. All right. What do you want to talk about DraftKings before the number hits? Because right now it's starting to get to the upside. It's had a huge run. Looks great on the daily, Danielle. But honestly, if you weren't in for the last week, I feel like it's probably pretty expensive on the option side.
Man, we're gonna have to see if I'm right, but I made a bullish bet on this one, and there's a couple different reasons why. I mean, if you look at earnings, the last 4 quarters in a row, it gapped up. I know it's already been on a big run, but we had so much hype around this recent Super Bowl with it being in Vegas and everything. I'm just looking at this $50 price point, and I wanted to make a cheap bet on it for the earnings report. So, I'm betting on it moving up into that $50 strike. Maybe tomorrow, if we get greater than expected move, we could day trade it.
Yep.
The expected move is $5.30.
Right.
So I thought that aligned pretty well with what I was doing with it. So I just placed a butterfly with a target at $50, and then I sold some put credit spreads too. So, hopefully it doesn't gap down. If it does, I'll probably lose like $500. But
No, don't say that, Danielle.
But if I'm right, then that should be a good trade tomorrow. And hey, if it's up like $7 or $8, then that's something we can, buy for a momentum move tomorrow.
All right, I really like those kind of plays, and that's what we're talking about. Defined risk, put a little bit into names that maybe you're not as confident in. But I don't have anything out for DraftKings yet. We're still on her screen there, guys, by the way. All right, so that's that. Coinbase, what a great surge in Coinbase as well. But let me talk to you quickly about your SPX. You gave me a note there. You want to talk a little bit about that. Are we just bullish across the board, Danielle? Like, is that what we're talking about here? You have a bullish bet on the market at highs right now?
Yeah, and I mean, I think that Apple news after the close is really going to help too, because I mean, Apple's been a bit of a laggard, and you had Tesla that's a laggard, and Tesla was moving strong today. But I mean, if you look at the S&P here, the pullback into the 21 EMA was picture perfect as far as like a buy the dip moment in time. And so I think the S&P futures are going to a new high at 5,100. And I've been trading the SPX a lot, with those 0 DTE options. So if you're looking at the SPX, especially into tomorrow, I mean, that's going to align pretty well with 50-50. You want to be looking for that high open interest and using your Fibonacci levels to see if you can get some nice price targets. So, I think we're still going up 50-50 and then 5,100. Those are going to be my options targets on this one.
Okay, good look there. I was just a little distracted because unfortunately, Danielle, DraftKings is out and it's heading southbound. But yeah, I know. It's kind of like you flip a coin and whatever comes up here. But look, I'm hearing news right now. I don't think this move is what's true. DraftKings right now reaches agreement to acquire Jackpot. So Jackpot, I guess, they only have 1.5 billion in cash. Looks like they're trying to do that for 750. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem there, I would say. But we're going to have to find out what's going on right now with DraftKings, as it's starting to fall down right now, getting into 39 bucks. So we'll have to figure out what's going on. But yeah, right now it looks like it's starting to make that move back in for DKNG. But there's the bottom wick down to 38. There it is. There's the recover. There's the recover. All right. So we'll find out more about that. But here it is. DraftKings says acquisition is 55% of the cash payable. I mean, we just highlighted that. So that's a good one there. Spending a lot of cash on Jackpot. So we'll see if that can get it going. But it looks like, Danielle, for right now, DraftKings bouncing in and around that $40. Any initial thoughts about maybe this $40 holding?
Man, they should have brought up Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, maybe just put a little pizzazz into that earnings report. Maybe that would have helped cover up the acquisition concerns.
Can I ask you an honest question? Because honestly, I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of all this Taylor Swift talk, but I think you may help or not help this argument. She's not even on TV that much, but obviously during the Super Bowl, she was. Did you watch the Super Bowl more than you would have because you were potentially waiting for Taylor Swift sightings?
Okay, so you're going to make me admit that I'm a big Swiftie on your show. Okay, fine. It's true. I love Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I am actually from Kansas City, but yes.
Okay, so you were watching a little bit. So I had to, my daughter's 9 years old. That was the 7th longest game in NFL history. And of course, school is the next day, which by the way, I'm now trying to lobby for that being a holiday, the day after Super Bowl. I mean, look, everybody in North America is watching it. Let's celebrate, right? So she stayed up till, I don't know, it was 11 o'clock here in Toronto or something like that. And she was like, yeah, the Chiefs won. And then she just fell asleep. But anyways, new eyeballs on it. I think that's pretty important. But look at DraftKings. Here we go. We're coming back. Again, like all it takes is a little bit of love. I thought that was a little bit of a bad move to the downside. I hope some traders picked that up down there. I thought it was a little strange that it dropped on that, but here we go. Sales, 123, missing on sales. So fine. But here we go. The adjusted EPS beats well ahead. The earnings per share, 29 cents, beating 8. So now we'll see what they're going to say moving forward. But DraftKings, Miss Shea, seems to be bouncing back, and we're not even down that much. The implied move, honestly, was 16%, I thought it was. We just talked about 550 on 45. You're not even moving around that much right now, down 2%. So let's see. I know that's not great for options when you don't get too much volatility, but let's see if it can battle back there tomorrow. I like DraftKings right here. So, all right. What else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, in all seriousness, Sean, like when I look at the expected move, okay? And so when you announce an acquisition, that's always going to be a little bit of a, pain point because investors don't really like the company spending a bunch of money and they just, it introduces some unknowns, okay? But when it's only down, half of the expected move, I don't necessarily consider myself to be like totally wrong just because you have that expected move built into your trades. And so when it has a $5.30 expected move and it's down that amount, it's like, okay, it wasn't great, but it's within the expected move. It's fine. I'm wrong when it's down $7, when it's down $10. Like that's the point where it's like, okay, like a Roku move, it's like you're completely wrong. Within the expected move, it can still bounce. We'll see what happens with the report. But, ultimately, like I love trading these names. I go into them with defined risk, and the whole Taylor Swift thing, it does bring a lot of attention and it does bring a lot of money and it brings a lot of people betting. So that's also why I bring it up.
No, I love the DraftKings play there. And you're going to like this too right now if you come to the screen. DraftKings raises guidance. So that's perfect, man. This is what we're looking for. I think DraftKings is going to be a winner moving forward. I really, really do like, oh, wow, DraftKings is going to go green here, baby, as it starts to go back up to this. Oh, you know what I want to ask you about, Miss Shea? What's up with Deere? So Deere goes down to that 350 again. This was another name that I was like, oh man, I missed Deere because it went down to that 350 and popped back over 4 bills. And then we had a nice move down. Here it is on the daily. But look, for me, again, just a simpleton, I'm here to admit that. We're coming back into that 350, which to me looks like decent support. What am I buying this down here? Should we be looking at that? I like Deere. I like the dividend. I know that China needs to battle back here a little bit if the world's economy kind of gets back going. I know U.S. is really, really doing well, but across the board, some Asian not doing so well. So Deere, are we fine here?
So I'll tell you, I lost money on my Deere earnings trade. I made like an aggressive bullish bet. I thought it could potentially go up into $400. So I was wrong about that one. It broke down. This is a third quarter in a row that now that it's traded lower. So I did take a little bit of a loss on that one, but ultimately I agree with you. I like Deere long term. I mean, if you look at the weekly chart pattern, you've got this weekly consolidation. This is one that I have been buying the stock long term. I'll say that, if it breaks down below 350, that will be a major break in pattern, especially below 342. That's the point where I'll say, probably shouldn't have been averaging in. But, I still think that this is a strong company, a strong stock. It's been a little bit weak on earnings. This wasn't, well, at least the results, right? As far as the response to earnings, I think their earnings have actually been really good. I think that the reaction has been negative. So I think this one's going to turn around eventually. I'm still buying shares, but bullish earnings trade did not work.
Danielle, why did you not tell me to buy SMCI like, I don't know, 2 months ago? Like, I thought we were friends. Look at this chart. I mean, you and me both. I get the feeling because, we're still doing this. But SMCI, I mean, what a monster break there. I think this is coming down. Can you somehow, maybe tomorrow, you could tweet it out, tag me, and I'll make sure to retweet it. I want to figure out what a safe, not even that safe. I think this thing's coming down, and I want to know a play that I can put on where maybe I'm risking $500 or $600, but I can make a lot of money if it does eventually go back in. This is what everybody wants. I'm sure you're going to tell me that don't do this because options, the price is way up there. I see my wife in the chat. She's not going to want me to lose any money. So what are we going to do about SMCI here? I want to short it, but it's not going to be with the equity because it's $1,000. It has to be in options. What is the play that might be sort of floats your boat here with SMCI if we're looking short?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, I can show you the ARM setup that I have afterwards too. I mean, that's pretty much what I do is I try to focus on like cheap options trades where you can get in for like $500 or less.
Perfect.
So basically, I'm always going to do those with butterflies. So you have to start off and you have to identify like a downside price target. Okay. So let's say that, you started off at $1,000 a share and you're trying to target 950, or, we can just start it off let's just start it off right here to make it a little bit easier. So you're trading at, 1040.
Yep.
Basically what I do is I just look at my options chain. Okay. And if it was for tomorrow and you wanted to, let's say that we wake up, it gaps down, the thing's rolling over, okay? You look at your options chain and you can see what the expected move is. Now, keep in mind something like this, it does move a lot, but it has about a $50 expected move tomorrow. So what I would basically do is I would come into my options chain and I would
Oh, we lost you.
buy some puts that are just butterfly. So I would puts slightly out of the money.
Yep.
I would sell some lower around the expected move so that way, if the stock is.
Oh no. Flip over to me. We'll get Danielle Shea. Get her off the screen.
Going to move $50. I have a $50 lower.
Danielle, quickly. You were cutting out a couple times there, so let's just let it settle down just for a second there, and then if
are you losing me?
Yeah, it's still happening. Okay, Danielle, maybe I'll have you back on the main show tomorrow in and around 10 o'clock or so. We'll get that all figured out. But I'm going to have to, I'd love to hear that end result there on SMCI. And by the way, when Danielle was just talking about SMCI there, target 950, My target, you want to see where I think SMCI is going? Let's try 7 bills. I honestly, I do not expect this to continue on SMCI. Honestly, let's just see a little bit here for SMCI. You could see up again like another 17% today. Absolutely insane. Revenue of only, 9 billion revenue is fine, but some of this stuff that we're talking about, they're gonna have to really hit crazy numbers. A market cap of 57 billion, right, with revenue of 9 billion. I feel like we're getting way up there on this name. I think we pull back a lot more than this, man. Short float of only 10.5. I don't know. We're going to figure this out for SMCI. But again, we did have a little bit of a cutback there with Danielle, and I do apologize for that. But hey, the one thing I'm not going to apologize is for everybody staying late. So right now, traders stay late. We had a monster day today. And I want to say thanks to Danielle. Yes, Professor Love, everybody, thank you so much for Danielle Shea. We do have Mecro Libre there. Zion wants to know about that. There we go. Yeah, we do have. So Danielle's in the chat. So I apologize for her on her behalf, but she's there as well. So let's see who's here, man. Traders are going to stay late with me. We got to run. It's snowing outside. I got to get home, get my kid over to hockey, but let's go right now. Hey, what's up to Nikki Cutlets? My guy, Nikki Cutlets. Can we show over the screen here? I want to celebrate who's with me. What's up to Nikki Cutlets? What's up to Danielle Shea? What's up to Sebastian? Lava's here. Tom Trades is here. Summer B. Mitchell's here. Ian's here. Shinobi's here. Cutting up, everybody. What's up? What's up, Ryan? What a day. We had a crazy day in the markets, man. What a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Guess what? I'm not back tomorrow because they got me working like a dog. It's me and my guy, Brendan. We're going to throw down with another podcast. And I want to thank everybody for supporting the podcast. All of you that are staying late with this market recap show, like the podcast, watch it, review it. It's one of those things where Brendan and I were a little off the cuff, but we have a lot of prepared great information and great charts for you. Definitely check out the podcast where we have a lot of fun. Little different than the show. It's Market Talk. It's our trader podcast. The Markets podcast drops tomorrow. So we don't have this show, but we have it. We're ready to rock and roll. Look, I'm back at 8:30 tomorrow. I'm hoping my guy Neil is also back. If not, hopefully we'll be able to throw Obi on the show. And if not, we'll do it myself, baby. But we're ready to rock and roll tomorrow at 8:30. We're going to trade Roku down 17%, DraftKings trying to battle around, and hallelujah, Apple. Finally, we get that AI news. That's going to be a fun one. Tesla off of 2 bills, man. We're feeling it today, baby. It's another one. It's Trader TV Live. Thank you for supporting the show. Go find me at Trader TV Sean on all the platforms except TikTok because I'm too old. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Ciao.